Dude,
I'm worried.
You know what? Let's find out.
I tried yesterday and it popped in. It's not like
Okay.
But I mean, it's a new day. So
Sure did. Hey, here we are. Hello, everybody. Good morning, everybody.
Woohoo!
Good morning, Kemper, Travis, Echo, 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 Rooster, Sam, Tommy. I think that's everybody. You are correct, Kemper. We do not like the cold weather. I hate winter. Winter sucks.
Travis, 48 degrees at Babcock and Callahan. I used to go to the HEB at Babcock and Callahan. It's no longer there.
It's no longer there. It's not like a fitness center. I used to go to
Harrison's Boozery.
Harrison's Boozery, too.
Yeah, Babcock and Callahan.
Yes, sir.
I used to go to the Record Hole.
Oh, I used to love the Record Hole, man.
Callahan.
I lived in those apartments right across from the HEB at Callahan and Babcock at one time. Yeah. Used to walk across the street to go grocery shopping. It was great.
Camper, I saw the moon on the way in. It looks pretty darn amazing. I think it's officially full. I mean, it's pretty darn full right now. I think it becomes officially full
later on this
morning. Afternoon.
This afternoon.
I think I read like 3:30. I'll look it up.
Midnight. Thank you, Tommy, for coming over to our side.
Ken?
Hey! No, it's not our last day yet, right?
The kids tell me it's November 24th.
The kids would know.
Yeah.
If anybody knows, it's the kids. Wow. I blame it on midnight. Good morning, Rooster. Rooster in the morning goes a cock-a-doodle-doo. Wow. Look. Does that mean that our other girls aren't here?
Quite possibly. I-35 at Von Army.
Wow.
Vista Hermosa Park.
Very funny, Travis. Very funny. I get it. I see where you went there. I blame it on midnight.
That's okay, Echo. I don't want to have sex with you.
No, so, not at all.
If these are birth control glasses, then good. And they do their job. Look somewhere else.
Birth control glasses. I love that. Hang on, guys. And we're back.
Ainsley, good morning.
Hello. Hello, good morning. So you got kicked off the school bus for asking, is it pretty chill? I don't understand why they would kick you off the bus for that, Rooster. I'm confused. I'm not getting it. I don't see the controversy in that. Pretty chilly. Okay. Okay. Your school bus driver was way off base. Tailgating after work. Jacob is for the UTSA game tonight. A Friday night fight kickoff.
What's that?
Jacob is tailgating tonight for the UTSA game tonight.
Oh, cool.
He said after work. Yeah.
Tonight. Yeah.
Yeah, it's odd. I don't get it. Don't they understand they're going up against Friday Night Lights, man?
Exactly.
Okay, he's a YouTube star. I was wondering what he was. Wow, 31 DW IRS last year, 36 this year at Worst Fest. Interesting. Midnight. Blame it on the moon. Wow, Sugarland Express is returning to theaters. Remember that? The one that was filmed here?
Yes.
Yeah. Says it's returning to theaters.
My sister was an extra.
Was she really?
It was down by
Northside Stadium. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the chase ended up in
She
there.
was
Yeah.
there for
A
the
very young Goldie Hawn, by the
Yeah.
way. Very hot young Goldie
Steve
Hawn.
McQueen?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was Steve McQueen.
Yeah.
Pretty sure it was Steve McQueen.
I think so. God, I haven't seen that movie in 30
Oh, my God.
years. I would watch it again.
I would too.
1974.
Wow. It's been that long? That's 50 years, dude.
Yeah.
Some bitch.
Wow.
Wow.
Spielberg directed.
Okay.
Goldie Hawn, Ben Johnson, William Atherton, Michael Sachs. I thought
I
Steve McQueen was in that.
No, he was in another movie that was
Okay.
filmed here. Yeah.
The first collaboration between Spielberg and composer John Williams.
See?
That kind of turned out well.
Yeah, it did work out. It did work out.
Scenes were filmed in Sugar Land, Texas, San Antonio, Live Oak, Floresville,
Yep.
Pleasanton, Converse, and Del Rio.
Wow. Huh.
Released on, at a film festival, March 29th, 1974. Released in New York, March 31st, 1974.
Okay.
$3 million budget.
Wow.
Which in 1974
That was a lot of money, man. Yeah.
Made $12 million at the box office.
Okay. Good return on your investment, I guess.
Yeah.
Wow. Now, I was an extra in Honeysuckle Rose
Nice.
with Willie Nelson at the Convention Center Arena.
Very cool.
For like 12 hours we were there, and what they were doing is they would change up the stage a little bit, and they'd move people around.
Yeah.
And it was supposed to be several different concerts. They would change the
Yeah.
venue never changed, but it would change in the movie.
Right.
So we were there for 12 hours, man. And
Wow.
had a blast though. Willie actually performed. It was great, man.
Very cool.
Yes, they were the boonies back then, Travis. You're not kidding. Good morning, Tim. How are you? How are things in the Philippines? All right.
Entire system until it's clean, quiet, and family safe. Your system will grow stronger, grow colder and warmer, and use less energy doing all year long.
Just for you, Sam Tobias, Chris, stand by.
Thank you very much. Welcome into this beautiful day, the Ides of November, the 15th day of November, 2024, 13 days until Thanksgiving, 40 days and 40 nights until Christmas, 66 days until Inauguration Day, and 217 days until Mr. T and I celebrate the first day of summer 2025. Now, those are all very, very important days, but there's something about today. Today, it's the day we've worked for all week long, and we have made it. Today is Friday!
Woo! Oh, Friday-luya. Good.
Wake up the neighbors. Go ahead and let the dogs out. Get naked and howl at the full moon. You made it. I made it. Charity made it. Mr. T made it. EJ made it. Andrew Zimmel made it. Charlie Parker made it. Victor Wembanyama made it to Friday. We're here. It's the weekend. Woo!
It is a beautiful feeling, isn't it?
Yes.
It doesn't get much better. Got to be honest with you.
Very, very cool. Speaking of the full moon, Charity, did you see it on the way in?
I did. It was so bright and so beautiful. I got out of my car in the parking lot and paused and just, took it in for about 10 seconds and then
Cool.
looked around me to make sure the deer, weren't sneaking up behind me or a skunk or a raccoon.
I'd worry more about the skunk. Yeah, it was so bright in Floresville. I had to put on my moon glasses to drive in this morning.
Wow.
It was pretty bright.
It's very cool to put on the moon glasses.
Yeah.
Very
And moon
nice.
tan lotion. Yeah, I didn't want to get burned.
Endorsed by Moon Unit Zappa. The moon glasses.
Now, did you do your morning meditation, Chris, by moonlight?
I did not. It was a little chilly outside.
Little.
Had it not been so darn cold, I might have gone out and done it on the back deck. But
Okay.
a little chilly for me, Charity McCurdy.
It is.
I know you like this kind of weather.
Yeah.
That's why Mr. T and I are counting 217 days till summer.
Well, the good news is that next week's temperatures aren't as cold as we thought. The highs will still be in the low 70s. I don't see any 60s for a high.
Still too cold.
I know.
It's under 90. I don't like it.
Yeah, it's going to be warm this afternoon, though. So
little bit.
Yeah.
chilly morning. It's that time of year where chilly in the morning and kind of warm in the
Tacos
afternoon.
in the afternoon.
Yes.
Okay, there we go. Chili in the morning, tacos in the afternoon.
Chili.
I'm in.
See, and everybody's happy. Speaking of the weather, let's get you caught up on traffic and weather together.
Sunny skies today, highs in right around 80 degrees. Tomorrow, a mixture of clouds and sun, highs in the low 80s. Sunday, cloudy, highs in the mid to upper 80s. It is 49 degrees in Alamo Heights, 49 in Leon Valley, and 48 right here at the Radio Ranch. WOAI news time is 5:14.
Dancing in the Moonlight, very appropriate. It is a playlist Friday. Our thanks to Andrew Zimmel for curating the moon-related playlist under this full moon this morning. And it's not only a playlist Friday, but Charity, every Friday for us is a Red Friday. Why would that be?
Because we were red to remember everyone deployed until they all come home. We are representing Military City USA. That's an official designation for the city of San Antonio. And we are all military brats. We know how important it is to remember those who are doing so much for us, for our country, to allow us to have the freedoms that we have. We can't forget those who are deployed.
And one day, Chris, just one day, I know it's going to happen soon, maybe not that soon, but we will not have to wear red every Friday because they will all be home.
Beautiful. Yeah.
That's our goal.
We continue to have that dream. In the meantime, we remember them. So it's a Red Friday. It's a playlist, full moon playlist Friday. And it's a Friday with Beamer.
Woo!
Hey,
Later in the show,
man.
Randy Beamer, we
Man.
think in studio,
We're not really sure.
which would make it a double eye candy Friday on YouTube. We've already got Charity on YouTube. Search for 1200 WOAI. You can see we're all wearing red. You can see Charity. But when Randy shows up, it's a double eye candy Friday.
and it's a full moon Friday,
Oh my
so
goodness.
it's, you know,
Wow.
things could get kind of crazy.
triple threat.
I don't
Anything
know.
could happen. Yes.
Ah.
I didn't factor in the full moon
Yeah.
into Randy's appearance later
Whoa.
today.
Whoa.
So yeah,
Just watch out.
could be very frightening. Be afraid. Be very afraid. Coming up, we have a question for you, and it involves violence.
I love
We'll
it.
tell you what it is coming up. WOAI News Time 516.
And we're back.
Travis Kemper, Tim from the Philippines, Rooster, Echo. Did I say Kemper? I think I said Kemper.
Hello, Kemper.
Trevin, Tracy Bogert in the Witness Protection Program. There's Tommy Miller.
Tommy,
Tommy, hunting will not happen this weekend under a full moon.
is there
what-
something that we don't know?
Why is that? A niece getting married in Lampasas.
Ah, that would be Travis. Yeah.
Very nice.
Lampasas. I spent a week there one day. I'm
Yeah.
just kidding. And we got UTSA football on a Friday night. That's amazing.
That is amazing. And ESPN too, right? I think so.
Yes, the dose.
Okay.
Sorry to hear that, Tommy.
Sly Stallone welcoming Donald
Yeah.
Trump to the stage.
A second George Washington. Huh.
New
Sure.
director.
Yes.
See, that's all we asked.
Yeah. Not a whole lot. You're just going to toss it to her, right?
Yes.
I agree with that, Kemper.
True, Kemper. A wedding on a football Saturday.
College football Saturday on week what? 10?
Yeah.
10 or 11? 10.
Unless you're a Bama fan, they play Mercer.
Yeah.
So,
Wouldn't that be something?
God. Hey,
You know?
it-
That's why they play
Appalachian
the games,
State,
man.
And they're 9-1.
That's why they play the games.
It can happen.
A lot of times in games like that, you worry about the team overlooking them,
Mm-hmm.
thinking, it's Mercer.
Yeah.
You know, and then
We're
coming
good.
out, yeah. And not realizing, hey, guess what? They're 9-1 for a reason.
Yes.
Wow. Stand by, Chris.
First rule of Fight Club, you do not talk about Fight Club, but we're going to have our own little Fight Club coming up. First, Charity, what stories are you following?
President-elect Trump is nominating Robert F. Kennedy Jr. to lead the Department of Health and Human Services. The FBI has arrested an ISIS supporter in the Houston area. And for the second time this month, an inmate has died at the Bexar County Jail. We'll have the latest right now, traffic and weather.
Looks like a pretty nice weekend. Will we see any rain? We welcome in News 4 San Antonio meteorologist Jeanette Kaye. Good morning, Jeanette. Thanks, Jeanette. 48 degrees here at the Radio Ranch. WOAI News Time, 522.
George Harrison, the man who brought you Here Comes the Sun, singing Here Comes the Moon. Lesser known tune.
Yeah. Like it,
George,
George.
I've always liked it. Very, very cool. On this full moon, red
Beamer Friday.
Beamer and Playlist Friday.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a lot of things going on.
There's a lot
So much going on
Yeah.
under the full moon. And it's a Fight Friday. Charity, you've been talking about this Jake Paul, Mike Tyson fight going to happen at AT&T Stadium. And you came up with a very, very interesting question for us.
Yeah, this inspired our talkback topic today. We just want to know from our listeners, what boxing matchup do you want to see? Who would you like to see face off in the ring? I mean, there's so many possibilities here. I'm thinking maybe Hillary Clinton, Kamala Harris.
Ooh, wow. Started off with a cat fight.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it.
There you go. Yeah.
I'll say, I don't know. Let's see. McCarthy and Gates.
Mike McCarthy and Matt Gates.
And Matt Gates.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
That would be a bloodfest, I think. I think that would be a good fight.
Yes. I'm still waiting for Elon Musk versus Zuckerberg. That was supposed to happen.
I know.
I mean, if Tyson can fight Jake Paul, shouldn't the undercard have been? Shouldn't they both be happening at AT&T Stadium?
I agree.
That would be an incredible event.
I would love to see that.
Maybe RFK Jr. and Larry David, since in Curb Your Enthusiasm, RFK's wife,
Wow.
Cheryl
Yes.
Hines.
Wow,
Yeah.
that'd be a good one.
Yeah.
I like that
That'd be a
one.
real good one. How about any Cowboy fan against Mike McCarthy?
Ooh.
That could get pretty bloody.
Yeah.
Yes.
And there could be
Wow.
like a lottery to see who gets to be the one that fights him.
Yeah. Or Barack Obama and Donald Trump,
You
kings of each party, the Democrats versus
See-
Republicans.
See, I can see that turning into the Secret Service just fighting each other.
that too. Yeah.
Very nice. Well, we want to hear from you on the Talkback feature. You know how to do it. Look for 1200 WOAI on the free iHeartRadio app. When you get there, hit that microphone button. You got 30 seconds. What fight do you want to see on the night that we're going to have Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson? We'll hear from you. And coming up at 5:40, Charity had an accident with her vehicle, sort of, yesterday. She'll walk us through it coming up. WOAI News Time, 524. Yeah.
That's a good one, Jacob.
AOC and Riley Gaines. That's very, very good.
And
Wow.
Jacob wants to know if anybody else thinks that Jeanette Kaye has a sexy voice.
Jeanette Kaye, sexy voice. I haven't thought about that. I'll have to listen
We're
more.
just upset that she's not using the tagline that we came up for.
Yeah.
Yippee Kaye, Mother Nature.
Yeah, that's it. That's your weather. Yippee Kaye,
Mother Nature.
Mother Nature. Everybody would remember it. People need to listen to us.
They do.
We're marketing geniuses. I'm telling you, and HEB, Iceman Ice, with George Gervin on the bag of ice. Iceman Ice.
Would sell like hotcakes. So
Yeah, ice would sell like hotcakes.
Thanks for the rim shot there, Travis.
Yeah, Travis, we don't get enough rim shots.
We don't. You know, it's something we've been shooting for a long
Yeah.
time around here, and we've been told we can't afford a rim shot
Yeah.
for you guys.
And we want to make rim shots great again.
We had hats ready to go and
Yeah.
everything, man.
Oh, it's birthday time. Robert.
Oh, happy birthday, Robert. Which one's Robert?
The guy saying, Hail Satan.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah. Enjoy your
Yeah.
satanic worship, Robert. Happy birthday, Alejandro. Very thin photo.
Yeah, I like it.
Like they cut somebody out of it.
Yeah,
for
there's
some
something cut out. I think I don't know what they did there, but I'm not liking it. Like the guy with the Coke can the other day was actually holding a bottle of something.
Yeah.
And they
Right.
superimposed
That was weird.
the Coke can in front of the
Yes.
bottle. Yeah. Coke can was giant, you know,
Yeah.
a little glass. Yeah, it was, come on. Come on. We know better. Hang on, guys. We'll be right back. Yes, you are correct, Travis. Christmas decorations are already going up, and we're not even at Thanksgiving yet.
Driving to work, I went past
Yeah.
a subdivision that had, like the sign leading into the subdivision was it had a wreath and all kinds of lights on it.
Well, I started seeing, was watching football last week, and I started seeing Christmas commercials for Target and
Yeah.
all these other places. I'm like, wait a minute, guys.
I say after Thanksgiving.
Yes. Is that too unreasonable to wait till after
Yeah.
Thanksgiving? Oh, hang on. All right, we're back.
Yeah, Charity has a harrowing tale of sorts coming up.
It was pretty scary.
Yeah.
I got chills when she was telling us, and they multiplied.
And I'm losing control.
And the feeling that you're supplying,
It's electrifying.
you better shape up.
I said we do one show, all song lyrics.
We could
You
do
have to
it.
completely speak
We
in
could
song
do it.
lyrics.
We could do it. I was doing a remote at Jordan Ford when I worked at KZAP. It was me and Chris Winston, and we started doing that. And it was a 4-hour car remote. Man, those things were brutal because
Yeah.
a couple people would come by, and we started doing that all day. And it got kind of funny, actually. Yeah, it was. There were some conversations where it was hard
Yeah.
to come up with lyrics, but we did it. We
Very
did it.
nice.
We also did another one out there, and for some reason, we had a whole box of these yardsticks, right? And they wanted us to give them out. I'm like, we're gonna give out yardsticks.
Right.
So it was one of these days where it was cloudy, nobody was coming by. So I'm sitting there bored, and I turned one of them into like a hockey stick. And so we started playing hockey on the floor, in the covered area out
Yeah.
there. Oh man, it got heated. It got heated.
Very
It
fun.
was hilarious, man. Damn, that's a heavy truck there, Frosty. Very good, Echo.
Man shot overnight.
Oh, we call
Or as
that
we call it,
Thursday.
Thursday.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Thursday. Ladies and gentlemen, here comes Charity McCurdy. Enjoy.
Woo!
5:31 is our time. San Antonio's first news. It is Friday. Good morning. I'm Charity McCurdy. Among our top stories, President-elect Trump announces more cabinet picks and the FBI thwarts an ISIS-inspired terror plot. First, traffic and weather together every 10 minutes in mornings. Your weather forecast for this Friday: sunny skies, a high near 80, tonight's low 55, right now 48 degrees. President-elect Trump delivered remarks for the first time since winning re-election at the America First Policy Institute Gala, praising his pick for Secretary of Health and Human Services, Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
We want you to come up with things and ideas and what you've been talking about for a long time, and I think you're going to do some unbelievable thing. Nobody's going to be able to do it like you, and boy, does he feel it in his heart.
Critics have pushed back at Kennedy Jr.'s appointment, citing his vaccine skepticism and lack of health background. Meantime, Trump's nominee for Attorney General is reaching out to Republican senators. Fox's Ryan Schmelz has details.
Fox News learning through multiple sources that former Congressman Matt Gaetz has been making calls to those who will decide if he can serve in the Trump administration. Gaetz has been tapped by President-elect Trump to be Attorney General. One source says Gaetz has been talking to a lot of senators. Several Republicans have expressed concern with Gaetz's nomination, while those who support the pick say he can bring about reforms to the Department of Justice. President-elect Trump has floated the idea of using a recess appointment to get some of his nominees confirmed without Senate approval. On Capitol Hill, Ryan Schmelz, Fox News.
Texas Democrats are still trying to figure out why abortion wasn't the winning issue they thought it would be with the state's voters in last week's election. Texas enacted a stiff abortion ban after Roe v. Wade was overturned in 2022, but polls show more than 70% of Texans want state law to make room for more exceptions. Still, President Trump won Texas by 14 points, and Senator Ted Cruz beat Colin Allred by 9 points. Texas voters, both men and women, were more concerned about inflation and the border than abortion. Federal agents say a suspected terrorist planning an attack on U.S. soil was taken off the streets in Texas. Fox's Kristen Goodwin has the story.
Special agent in charge of the FBI Houston, Doug Williams, says Anas Saeed admits to researching how to conduct an attack on local military recruiting centers.
He bragged that he would commit a 9/11 style attack if he only had the resources. And he expressed the desire to join the U.S. military just so he could commit an act once he was inside their ranks.
Alleging he admitted to wanting to use explosives. Officials say the 28-year-old was born in Houston and has family from Lebanon. He's charged with attempting to provide support or resources to a terrorist organization, which carries a maximum sentence of 20 years. Kristen Goodwin, Fox News.
The Bexar County Sheriff's Office has announced the death of another inmate at the county jail. A jailer found Marcus Fontenette unresponsive in a booking cell Tuesday night. Despite life-saving efforts by the deputy and the medical personnel, Fontenette was pronounced dead a little over half an hour later. No word on cause of death, but it marks the 13th death at the jail this year and the second this month. An idea being floated in Austin would allow Texas public schools to use drones equipped with pepper spray to secure their campuses. The state's largest teachers union blasted the plan for being dangerous to students.
If it's a big school, there may be several drones, like one drone for every 200 kids. That is ridiculous.
Clay Robeson with the Texas State Teachers Association says the bill filed this week highlights just how underfunded public schools are. Most can't afford armed guards because of a lack of funding by the legislature. He says if lawmakers were serious about school security, they would invest in public education so that campuses would have an adequate number of mental health counselors. Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell told an audience of Dallas business executives that he's in no hurry to cut interest rates. Powell says the economy is strong and inflation is coming down.
With labor market conditions in rough balance and inflation expectations well anchored, I expect inflation to continue to come down toward our 2% objective, albeit on a sometimes bumpy path.
Powell sidestepped questions about how the economic policies of the incoming Trump administration might affect the Federal Reserve, saying they do not serve a political party, but the country. The Country Music Association says George Strait will receive the Lifetime Achievement Award next Wednesday in Nashville. Strait is a native Texan and a three-time CMA Entertainer of the Year. Previous winners of the Willie Nelson Lifetime Achievement Award include Nelson himself, Kenny Rogers, Johnny Cash, Dolly Parton, Charlie Pride, and Loretta Lynn. It is 5:37 now with breaking crime news from around the country. Here's Nancy Grace. Traffic and weather together in a minute. But first, a check of your money and the world of business. We say good Friday morning to Dan Schwartzman live at the Bloomberg News Desk. All right, thanks, Dan. News at the top and bottom of every hour, along with breaking news as it happens. I'm Charity McCurdy. Traffic and weather coming up.
The B-52s. There's a moon in the sky, and that moon would be full if you look at it now or later tonight. San Antonio's first news. Now, Charity had a harrowing motor vehicle experience yesterday. Before you describe it, Charity, I think Mr. T has the audio.
I do.
All right, Charity, what happened?
The PTSD setting in now. Well, I take my nap during the day like you guys do, and I wake up in time to pick up my son from daycare. And so I say bye to the husband, say bye to my daughter. I go in the garage. I hit the button to raise the garage door. I get in my vehicle, buckle up, start the engine, and I proceed to back out of the garage. And then all of a sudden, I hear this crashing sound, and I'm trying to process what's going on. And I realize I hit the garage door. It apparently did not raise all the way.
Oh, man.
And my husband comes rushing out, and Brett with 1T is like, "What are you doing? What happened? Why did you run into the garage door? You got to make sure it raises all the way. What's going on?" I'm like, it should have gone up all the way. But my sensors on the back of the car wouldn't pick that up because it's too high up. It only picks up lower objects. Do you look to make sure the garage door raises all the way before backing out? I mean, most people don't.
It's assumed that it's going to work.
Yes, it's automatic. So we take a look at the garage door. It's completely jacked. I mean, it's bent. We tried to, both of us use our strength to get it back on the railing, the hinges, and we got it back in, but it wouldn't go up. It wouldn't go down. I check out my car, the little shark fin antenna on top. The plastic part seems a little loose, but I think it's holding on. And it just basically, we had to get a new garage door.
So when's that going to show up?
It came already, done, installed, brand new. I couldn't believe it. We managed to get the garage door up. I got my car out to go pick up my son. And by the time we got back, my husband did some research, found a great local company that was able to install a brand new garage door within 2 hours.
2 hours?
2 hours.
2 hours.
Yes,
Wow.
yes. I got to give credit. I don't endorse them, but I'm hoping to one day because I'm now a huge fan. Garage Door Masters. They came out. And this is like during 5 o'clock traffic,
that's amazing.
too. And they gave us an estimate, and it was like $1,800.
Not bad.
And thankfully the motor didn't break, so we didn't have to replace the actual motor of the garage door.
Wow.
But yeah, brand new garage door, and got it done, got it taken care of. And my husband didn't give me too much flack. I actually thanked him. I was like, "Thank you for not making me feel more horrible than I already felt." I felt like that was a cliche wife move, backing out of the garage and hitting or knocking off a side mirror or something of the vehicle. But I told him, I'm like, "I think you would have done the same thing. Check for that. Who double checks to make sure the garage door completely goes up?" I would say most people would answer no to that question.
Let me ask you this. From now on, will you look to make sure it's up?
I will, especially since it's a brand new garage door. But I'm going to probably have to go get my car looked at because as I was leaving the neighborhood to go pick up my son, that shark fin antenna cover fell off. I had to stop in the middle of the neighborhood, circle back and find it in the middle of the street. And then we had to go try to put it back on. And so far it's holding on. But now I'm worried about going through a car wash.
Gorilla Glue.
Yeah.
It'll work.
I don't know. What is that going to do to the paint job?
Nothing.
Okay.
No,
All right.
Not at all.
Well,
You'll be fine.
Okay.
Well,
Just don't put a
huge
lot.
props to your husband, Brett, because it would have been so easy for him to lose his mind.
Yes.
When, the garage door gets slammed and you got to get a whole new garage door. So he handled that well.
He did.
Well,
yes.
In Charity, you're already getting some advice on talkback from our good friend Rooster.
Oh.
Good morning, Tim, Chris, Charity. Hey, it's Rooster. Words of advice for Charity. Open the garage door before you get in the car. Then you'll be okay. You guys have a great day. Sorry I didn't bring my harmonica. I'm around the road. Rooster.
Okay, now that begs the question, Charity. Did you open it before you got in the car?
I did. I hit the button because the button's right outside the door
Gotcha.
leading into the garage.
So you hear it going up. You think, okay, it's already up.
It's going up.
It's up. Yeah.
So I guess the proper thing to do is to check that it goes up all the way before getting in the car.
True.
That's like 5 seconds I don't have.
Yeah, exactly.
$1,800 for those 5 seconds.
I
by the way.
know.
I'll
I
bet you a
know.
lot of people listening right now are going to look
Yes.
twice
Yes.
when they put
It's
the
a
garage
public
door up.
service, Charity. You just did
Yes.
a public service
Okay.
for people.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was scary though. I mean, I'm just glad it was the garage door and not something else like an animal or a
Yeah. Oh,
person,
man.
So I always remember and remind myself it could always be worse. It could
Yeah.
always be worse.
Amen.
So glad it all worked out and the marriage is still secure.
Yes.
So after that event, very, very cool. Coming up, we'll play Flashback, WOAI News Time, 546. Talk to somebody. It is time to go back in time, but what year will we land in? See if you can figure it out. We'll try to figure it out. Let's play flashback. Ding. Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah. Ding. Ding again.
Yeah.
Oh, ding.
Mr. T, you dinged in with me. What do you have?
I'll go with 1976, Chris.
Charity, do you concur?
I do.
Let's find out. Bingo, bango, bongo. Mr. T got it. Very good. Charity, what stories are you following?
President-elect Trump says RFK Jr. will restore health agencies to the traditions of gold standard scientific research as head of the DHHS. The FBI stopped a potential terrorist plot that included targeting synagogues in the Houston area, and a Houston judge wants a hearing of the bankruptcy sale of Alex Jones's InfoWars to the satirical newspaper The Onion. We'll have more right now, traffic and weather.
Sunshine today, highs right around 80 degrees. Tomorrow, mixture of clouds and sun, highs in the low 80s. Sunday, cloudy, highs in the mid to upper 80s. 49 degrees at the Pearl, 49 at Randolph Air Force Base, and 48 right here at the Radio Ranch. WOEI News Time, 5:54.
REM, Man on the Moon, on this full moon Friday, Red Friday. We're wearing red to remember everyone deployed till they all come home. And tonight, the big fight between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. It sparked our talkback question from Charity. Who would you like to see fight in the ring? Charity, how do they get us that information?
The absolutely free iHeartRadio app. You launch it, search 1200 WOAI. Look for that red circle. That's the talkback button. Hit it. 30 seconds to let us know who you want to see face off.
And this one we could actually make happen.
A fight I would like to see is EJ Pacheco versus Andrew Zimmel.
Yes!
We could make that happen.
Yes.
EJ
We could do
versus
that.
Andrew.
We could do that.
I mean, EJ's already dressed for the party. He's got the hoodie
there you go.
on. Like,
There you go.
I see it. I see it.
And by the way, kudos to EJ wearing a red United States Marine Corps hoodie on Red Friday. Cool.
Yeah, at least it's not a 49ers, right?
Yeah, thank you.
Mhm.
All right, here's another one.
Good morning, WOAI. You really are the favorite part of my morning. In the ring, that would be Adam Schiff and me, Mariana from San Antonio.
Dang.
I would watch out, Adam
In this
Schiff.
corner, Mariana versus Adam Shifty Schiff.
I would say, watch out, Adam. Watch out.
Wow.
All
I
right,
like it.
let's check in with our favorite school teacher.
Hey guys, Tim from Lotto. I don't really have any fighting ideas like who should go up against each other. Y'all have already named the ones I would have said. But you know what I do have? What's the difference between a boxer and a person with a cold? One knows his blows and the other knows how to blow his nose. What did the boxer say to the fish? Watch out for the hook. And why don't bad boxers wear pants? Because they don't have any belts. Have a good weekend.
He's the best.
All right, real quick, we have some more advice for Charity.
Hey, good morning, team. How's everybody this Friday morning? It's Trucker Dave here in San Antonio. Get ready to head out, hit the road. I just wanted to say one thing to Charity. Stop and check the garage door before you back out and mess up your car. Well, have a great day, Charity. Don't take too much about it. It happens. Accidents happen.
Oh, thank you.
Outstanding.
Great
You gotta
singing.
love that.
Dave. Writing a song for Charity.
Oh, love it.
Very nice.
Wow.
Charity will have all the big stories you need to know about at the top of the hour. Then we'll talk about the nominee for Health and Human Services. That would be Robert F. Kennedy Jr. That and more coming up. WOAI News Time, 5:58.
And we're back.
Alex, welcome in. Travis, Echo.
Echo.
Kemper, Rooster. Charity in here. Steve DeRocco, the original rock. Tracy Bogert in the Witness Protection Program.
Hey.
Oh. I may go out and look at the full moon.
6:01 is our time. San Antonio's first news. It is Friday. Good morning. I'm Charity McCurdy. Among our top stories, more appointments by President-elect Trump, and Brad Simpson's lawyers look to drop his murder charge. We'll have details, first traffic and weather together every 10 minutes in mornings. Your weather forecast for this Friday: sunny skies, a high near 80, tonight's low 55, right now 48 degrees. A former independent presidential candidate turned political ally of President-elect Trump has been nominated to lead U.S. health policy in his administration. Fox's Jared Halpern has more.
President-elect Trump says he's nominating Robert F. Kennedy Jr. to lead the Department of Health and Human Services, a vast agency in charge of drug and vaccine regulations, food safety, and medical research. Kennedy has long been a skeptic of pharmaceutical companies and vaccines. He's also demanded tougher regulations for processed foods. In a statement, the president-elect says for too long, Americans have been crushed by the industrial food complex and drug companies who engaged in deception, misinformation, and disinformation. Kennedy will need to win Senate confirmation and will face questions about plans to reform the FDA and other public health agencies. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
In an interview with Fox News, Senate Majority Leader-elect John Thune was asked if an unreleased House ethics report on Trump appointee Matt Gaetz will factor into Gaetz' confirmation as Attorney General.
My guess is at some point it gets out there. I mean, I'm not sure exactly what that process is at the moment, but these confirmation hearings, they are fairly comprehensive in terms of the vetting process that nominees go through.
Senator Thune says all options are on the table in confirming cabinet picks as Trump calls for recess appointments, which can be done without Senate confirmation while Congress is on break. Questions revolving around the bankruptcy sale of Alex Jones's InfoWars to the satirical news publication The Onion has prompted a judge in Texas to order a hearing on the matter. Chris Fox has more in Austin.
Houston Judge Christopher Lopez ordering the hearing after Alex Jones and his lawyers raised questions about how the bankruptcy auction of InfoWars was conducted. Jones alleging the trustee overseeing the auction changed the process.
So they changed all the bidding rules, made it secret 2 days ago. And just like they tried to shut us down back in late May without a court order, they're supposed to have a court order. There's going to be injunctions filed.
Jones owes the families of the victims of the Sandy Hook school shooting more than $1 billion in defamation judgments due to Jones's decade of lies that the massacre was a hoax. In Austin, Chris Fox, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
The FBI says it stopped a potential terrorist plot that included targeting synagogues in the Houston area. Anas Saeed was arrested and charged with attempting to provide material support to ISIS. Investigators say they found 11 Facebook accounts managed by Saeed, all of them supporting ISIS in their overseas violent attacks. Court documents outline plans to target members of the U.S. military in Houston and the Israeli consulate office. In addition to synagogues, Saeed had been on the FBI's radar since 2017. Lawyers representing Brad Simpson, who's accused of murdering his wife, Suzanne Clark Simpson, want prosecutors to show them the evidence or let him go. Eric Lightcomb has that.
Suzanne Clark Simpson's body has been missing for over a month and has not been found. Brad Simpson is jailed in Bexar County on $3 million bond, charged with her murder and federal weapons charges. Now, his attorneys have filed a motion requesting an examining trial to review the evidence against him to see if there's probable cause for holding him. Attorney Adam LaHood, who is not on the case, tells News 4 if a magistrate looks at the evidence and determines that it's not strong,
then it could result in a bond reduction or, in his immediate release, which would, in my estimation, would be what they're trying to go for.
LaHood says Simpson could also be indicted by a grand jury, but they have 90 days from when he was arrested to do that. He could also bond out. The investigation continues. Eric Lycum, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
It is 6:06. The Spurs host the Lakers tonight in the NBA Cup. The voice of the Spurs, Bill Schoening, has more in today's Spurs Report.
San Antonio's first news on a Red Friday, as we all wear red to remember everyone deployed until they all come home. Mr. T and I just stepped outside, looked at that amazing full moon.
Yeah, we were howling.
Yeah, it is just setting over the western sky. If you're driving, take a look, but don't watch your driving. Don't look too long.
Hey, was that a personal shot, Chris? Watch your driving message? Okay, I'm just making sure. Okay, all right.
No. It was amazing. The moon looks spectacular, so check it out safely if you get a chance. Coming up at 6:20, the annual government UFO report is out, and there was a hearing on Capitol Hill yesterday. Some interesting developments there. We'll talk about that. And coming right up, Donald Trump nominates Robert F. Kennedy Jr. as Secretary of Health and Human Services. That and more coming right up. First, let's get you caught up on traffic and weather together.
Sunny skies today, highs right around 80 degrees. Tomorrow, mixture of clouds and sun, highs in the low 80s. Sunday, cloudy, highs in the mid to upper 80s. It is 46 degrees at the Pearl downtown, 46 in Lackland Air Force Base, and 44 right here in Stone Oak. WOAI News Time, 6:12.
It is also a playlist Friday, and Andrew Zimmel has compiled a playlist of songs about the moon, including Blue Moon. Meanwhile, Donald Trump continues to make headlines among the nominees for his cabinet, as yesterday he nominated for Secretary of Health and Human Services Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
I'm not going to take away anybody's vaccines. I've never been anti-vaccine.
You will not take any vaccine that is currently on the market.
I'm not. If vaccines are working for somebody, I'm not going to take them away.
That's going to be one of the big controversies, Charity. As we know, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. famously has been anti-vax, and there's a lot of fear out there that in this position he might take certain vaccines off the market.
Yeah, I remember during the COVID pandemic, he said that he claimed that vaccines can cause autism, although that's been debunked. I think that's the most controversial stance RFK Jr. has. But he also has some really good ideas. I think that most Americans could get behind. He wants to cut corporate influences out of regulation. He wants to crack down on food chemicals and additives, ban pesticides and genetically modified organisms in our crops, agriculture. And when you look at the rising cancer rates, I think most people will say you need to start with what is it that's in our food? What is it that we're eating? So he does have some great ideas. So you're probably looking at the biggest rethinking of the U.S. public health system ever under RFK Jr.
I think it's a bad day for Big Pharma also. I think if we can cut down on prescription cost and go after that, that would be good. And now going to our talkback idea, I just thought of something. RFK and Fauci would be a good fight.
Oh, yeah.
That would be a really, really good fight.
I don't know. RFK Jr. is kind of ripped.
He is
I don't
ripped,
know if
but
Fauci,
Fauci's a little, he's a little squirrely. You can get around.
Fauci could be going down. Yeah, we do want to hear from you if you're just tuning in. Our talkback feature on the free iHeartRadio app. Charity came up with the question based upon there's a big fight tonight at AT&T Stadium up in Arlington, Texas. Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. So Fauci versus RFK.
I think
Jr.
that would be a good fight,
Yes.
It really would. I mean, I know that the RFK does have the height advantage and, a little bit of size, but you don't count out little Fauci guy.
Yeah, a lot of people would like a piece of Fauci. I know Elon Musk doesn't like Fauci.
Oh, okay.
There's a lot of people out there who would like to go after Dr. Fauci.
Rand Paul. I can see Rand Paul.
Okay, so that's
and
a fair fight
Yeah.
there. See, Rand Paul and Fauci are about the same size.
Yeah.
That would be a much fairer fight.
How about Rand Paul fights Fauci, but in his ring, Rand Paul's ring will be RFK
Okay,
Jr. and
okay.
Elon Musk.
I like it.
Kinda
I
help
Tap
like it.
out. Yeah.
in between rounds.
I mean, that could be good. That could be good.
We will get your talkbacks. We'll play your ideas for who would you like to see in the ring together, duking it out. That's coming up. And hearing on Capitol Hill about UFOs, and it gets a little bit interesting. We might have to play some X-Files music or something as we talk about this, but we'll cover that coming up. Get you caught up on headlines, traffic, weather, and more. WOAI News Time 6:16. hearing on Capitol Hill regarding UFOs. We'll talk about that coming up. But first, Charity, what stories are you following?
There could be a Kennedy in the Trump administration as Trump nominates RFK Jr. to lead the DHHS. With about 2 weeks left in hurricane season, November's third named storm could hit the U.S. next week. And Brad Simpson's lawyers are telling prosecutors to present the evidence or drop the murder charge. We'll have details right now, traffic and weather.
Sunny skies today, highs right around 80. Tomorrow, mixture of clouds and sun, highs in low 80s. Sunday, cloudy, highs in the mid to upper 80s. 46 degrees in Leon Valley, 46 in Livernia, and 44 right here in Stone Oak. WOAI News Time, 622.
San Antonio's first news. Yesterday on Capitol Hill, the federal government's All Domain Anomaly Resolution Office released its 2024 report on unidentified anomalous phenomena, or UAPs. That's what the government now calls UFOs. In the report, it detailed 757 UFO incidents over the last year, with 174 of them still unresolved. Let's listen as Representative Nancy Mace questions former Defense Department researcher Luis Elizondo.
In your book, you mentioned government employees who've been injured by UAPs placed on leave and receiving government compensation for their injuries. Is that correct?
That is correct.
How can the government deny we have recovered craft if they're paying people because they've been injured by recovered craft?
Ma'am, that's a great question. That's why I think we're here again.
And Charity, in that report, they said there was no evidence of extraterrestrial beings, activity, or technologies, but there's still a lot of unsolved cases where these vehicles are doing things that current aircraft that we're aware of cannot do.
Yeah, and we're hoping to get more transparency for the government. Apparently, there's top secret Pentagon information that is not being relayed to the public dating years back. Clearly, it's not a question of whether UFOs exist anymore. It's just a matter of how much transparency is the American public going to get? Clearly, even former military intelligence officer at the hearing said, we are not alone in the cosmos.
Wow. See, I'm wondering if they don't want to tell us all this because they don't want to panic people, because people will start thinking, oh my God, everybody's coming to get us. They're coming down to get us. That's just, maybe they don't want to panic anybody.
Yeah, not only panic, but for a long time, people and, analysts have said, what is this going to do to religion? The religious teachings in multiple faiths around the world, if indeed we found out that there were aliens actually out there.
Yeah, and with advancing technology too, I question how many are legit UFO sightings versus some new technology from an adversary. It could be some high-tech drone or something that has crazy movements in the sky. But clearly there's something more to this. It's just a matter of when are they going to give us all the information, and will they ever?
Coming up, Charlie Parker with Those Were the Days. But on the way out, we defer to the great UFO investigator, Don Henley.
They're not here, they're not coming, not in a million years. Turn your hopes back home, stop your trembling, dry your tears. You may see the heavens flashing, you may hear the cosmos humming, but I promise you, my brother, they're not here, they're not coming.
WOAI News Time, 626.
6:32 is our time. San Antonio's first news. It is Friday. Good morning. I'm Charity McCurdy. Among our top stories, President-elect Trump announces more cabinet picks and the FBI thwarts an ISIS-inspired terror plot. First, traffic and weather together every 10 minutes in mornings. Your weather forecast for this Friday: sunny skies, a high near 80. Tonight's a low 55. Right now, 48 degrees. President-elect Trump delivered remarks for the first time since winning re-election at the America First Policy Institute Gala, praising his pick for Secretary of Health and Human Services, Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
We want you to come up with things and ideas and what you've been talking about for a long time, and I think you're going to do some unbelievable thing. Nobody's going to be able to do it like you, and boy, does he feel it in his heart.
Critics have pushed back at Kennedy Jr.'s appointment, citing his vaccine skepticism and lack of health background. Meantime, Trump's nominee for Attorney General is reaching out to Republican senators. Here's Fox's Ryan Schmelz.
Fox News learning through multiple sources that former Congressman Matt Gaetz has been making calls to those who will decide if he can serve in the Trump administration. Gaetz has been tapped by President-elect Trump to be Attorney General. One source says Gaetz has been talking to a lot of senators. Several Republicans have expressed concern with Gaetz's nomination, while those who support the pick say he can bring about reforms to the Department of Justice. President-elect Trump has floated the idea of using a recess appointment to get some of his nominees confirmed without Senate approval. On Capitol Hill, Ryan Schmelz, Fox News.
Texas Democrats are still trying to figure out why abortion wasn't the winning issue they thought it would be with the state's voters in last week's election. Texas enacted a stiff abortion ban after Roe v. Wade was overturned in 2022, but polls show more than 70% of Texans want state law to make room for more exceptions. Still, President-elect Trump won Texas by 14 points, and Senator Ted Cruz beat Colin Allred by 9. Texas voters, both men and women, were more concerned about inflation in the border than abortion. Federal agents say a suspected terrorist planning an attack on U.S. soil was taken off the streets in Texas. Here's Fox's Kristen Goodwin.
Special agent in charge of the FBI Houston, Doug Williams, says Anas Saeed admits to researching how to conduct an attack on local military recruiting centers.
He bragged that he would commit a 9/11 style attack if he only had the resources. And he expressed the desire to join the U.S. military just so he could commit an act once he was inside their ranks.
Alleging he admitted to wanting to use explosives. Officials say the 28-year-old was born in Houston and has family from Lebanon. He's charged with attempting to provide support or resources to a terrorist organization, which carries a maximum sentence of 20 years. Kristen Goodwin, Fox News.
The Bexar County Sheriff's Office is announcing the death of another inmate at the Bexar County Jail. A jailer found Marcus Fontenette unresponsive in a booking cell Tuesday night. Despite life-saving efforts by the deputy and medical personnel, Fontenette was pronounced dead a little over half an hour later. No word yet on his cause of death, but it marks the 13th death of the jail this year and the second this month. A coalition of Texas business groups is calling on state lawmakers to do more to address a shortage of childcare.
Ask businesses big and small in just about every industry across the state, do you have enough employees? And they would say absolutely not. And we know that childcare is a big reason for that.
Kelsey Erickson Struford is with the Texas Restaurant Association. She says any plan to address the issue must be flexible and available to those who work odd hours. A study done by the U.S. Chamber of Commerce Foundation found that Texas is losing out on roughly $9.5 billion annually because of childcare woes. Well, a woman was arrested for leading cops on a high-speed chase from New Braunfels to San Antonio. Eric Lycombe has details.
Around 2 p.m. yesterday, Highway Patrol troopers tried to pull over a white Toyota 4Runner in Comal County for a traffic violation. The driver, a 37-year-old woman, instead gave chase and hit several cars, including the trooper's car, as she was fleeing. The chase ended at a salon in the quarry on San Antonio's north side. The unnamed suspect assaulted a trooper as she was being arrested and appeared to be dancing and grinning as she was taken to Bexar County Jail, where she's facing misdemeanor and felony charges. The trooper was not injured. Eric Lycum, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
It is 6:37. Traffic and weather together in a minute, but first, a check of your money in the world of business. Dan Schwartzman is live at the Bloomberg News Desk. Thanks, Dan. News at the top and bottom of every hour, along with breaking news as it happens. I'm Charity McCurdy. Here's traffic and weather. One of my favorite Neil Young songs, Harvest Moon. It's a playlist Friday. Andrew Zimmel playing songs about the moon as a full moon is upon us on this Friday. San Antonio's first news. Those were the days with Charlie Parker coming up at 6:48. And before the top of the hour, we'll play more of your talkbacks on the night that we've got the big fight coming up in Arlington between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. We're asking you, who do you want to see step into the ring? And Charity, you just reported on it at the bottom of the hour, a very frightening story out of Houston. The FBI announcing yesterday they prevented a man from carrying out a possible terrorist attack in Houston. He was a supporter of ISIS, and he allegedly planned and hoped to carry out a 9/11 style attack. And among his targets would be members of the U.S. military. Yeah, and that's in addition to the Israeli consulate office and synagogues. Luckily, this Anas Saeed had been on the FBI's radar since 2017. But they found 11 Facebook accounts managed by Saeed, all of them pledging their support to ISIS and their overseas violent attacks. So again, major kudos to the FBI, specifically FBI Houston Joint Terrorist Task Force for doing an incredible job and preventing another 9/11 style attack on U.S. soil.
Yeah, and from what I understand, one of his plans was to ask people that was close, military people that were around where he worked at, whether they had been to Afghanistan, whether they had been to Israel, whether they supported Israel, and had you killed any Muslims. If they answer yes to any of those, then he would kill them. I mean, that's just scary stuff.
My goodness. A couple of things occur to me. What, Charity, you mentioned, the FBI had this guy on their radar since 2017. So good news there. They knew a bad guy was out there. They kept an eye on him and arrested him in time. But this guy, as you mentioned, had 11 Facebook pages pledging support to ISIS. Should we allow any Facebook pages in America that pledge supports to ISIS or any terrorist organization that is known to kill Americans and kill innocent civilians? I just think that red flag should have been eliminated immediately. First of all, you shouldn't be allowed to have a Facebook page like that in America. Secondly, when you try to create one, that's when we should have gone over and had a long talk with him, maybe arrested him there.
Right. And the Facebook social media companies need to get involved in flagging these kind of pages. So maybe we get them on our radar sooner than later. But yeah, it's absolutely scary. The fact that they are out there and, again, you always hope they brag about it and go to social media. So we have a means of weeding these people out.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. And look, with what's been going on in the last 4 years with our borders, all these people just kind of walking through, who knows who's in our country. So we really need to be vigilant about this and check Facebook accounts and see who else is on that watch list for 7 years that you haven't reached out to and find out what's going on.
Totally agree. Now, I'm all for free speech, and I understand you should be able to say what you want to say. But when, in this case, you create pages on Facebook that do pledge allegiance to, in this case, ISIS, a terror organization, we got to do something about that. That sounds like a no-brainer to me, Charity.
I agree. It comes down to a basic word search for finding these pages. It shouldn't be that hard.
It shouldn't be. And if they know about it, it's time to start doing something before it's too late.
Yeah. And again, the good news, kudos to the FBI for tracking this guy, stopping this guy. God knows how many lives were saved by arresting and stopping this guy's plans. Coming up, we will hear more from you. Your talkbacks. Who do you want to see fight, get into the ring like Jake Paul and Mike Tyson? Charlie Parker coming up with Those Were the Days. WOAI News Time, 644.
Hello, everybody.
Woohoo! Yeah,
Darlene Caruso from St. Petersburg, Florida, the Galen College of Nursing. Welcome in.
Very nice. Very cool. Trevin, welcome in. Tim, Tommy Miller, Echo, Rooster. Mr. T was saying off the air, and I totally agree. In fact, Mr. T, you want to tell him?
Yes, we can do this right now here. Just for the YouTube folks, the people that are online listening, every day we're going to try to give you something that you can't get on the air. In other words, something we won't play on the air, but we'll play for you, like this.
It was a cold November night. I was holding my honey tight, and she said she had something to show me to make me swoon. She took me outside and she showed me the beaver, showed me the beaver moon.
You see, because today it's a beaver moon is what they're calling it.
Beaver moon. Previous moon in October was the harvest moon. This is the beaver moon. We're
Yes.
not making that up.
Not making it up
You can
because
Google it.
it's for beaver hunters. You know, people like to go out and hunt beavers.
Yes.
To get their pelts, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah, I did a lot of beaver hunting once.
Darlene says, I'm in San Antonio, not St. Petersburg.
You said from the Galen College of Nursing. I looked it up. It's in St. Petersburg.
There must be one here.
There is one here?
No, I'm
Darlene, is there
guessing.
one here?
I don't know.
Be cool if you were there.
It's interesting. USC's basketball arena is the Galen Center.
Is it really?
Whoever the Galen family is.
They have a lot of pull,
they
apparently.
got a lot of money. John Smith Drive in San Antonio.
Oh, wow. Cool. Well, I guess the original is in St. Petersburg, Florida.
Yeah, Darlene, we were all excited that you were
Yeah.
listening in from St.
Now we're
Petersburg, Florida.
kind of let down now. Like, wow. Nice beaver moon.
Yeah, so like the mud wrestling.
Yeah, okay, I got one for you.
Here's
Okay.
another one you won't hear on the radio.
Yeah, let me find it real
Maybe
quick.
you can understand why.
Yeah. Let's see if I can find it.
It's one of our talkbacks.
Oh, here it is.
A fight somebody wants to see.
That's pretty good that I find it like
Yeah.
right away. Here we go.
How about Charity McCurdy and Kerry Lockett
Oh, you know what?
wrestling in the mud?
Because I had the mics on so we couldn't hear it, but they heard it. Yeah, that was one we're not going to play on the air, but I liked it. Okay, this is a funny one. Hi, from Darlene. Is that you, Darlene? You sent a talk back in. Thank you. That's her. She just sent a good one in.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Darlene, we're going to play your talk back coming up.
Yeah, we'll get to it. Trust me. Very good, Darlene. Very funny. Chris will like that one a lot.
Look at a typewriter machine. Is that in San Antonio? I don't think so. I think that's a national story.
Yeah, Travis. We'll get the look, man. Trust me. We get that look all the time. We don't need to egg it on. Ah.
I could never fight Mr. T.
I could never fight Chris either.
That's
yeah.
not going to happen.
Might fight over the last beer
Now
sometime.
that, yeah, if there's one beer left, actually. So we might have to revise that.
Now, you know what we would do, Chris? We'd split it.
There you go.
Because that's the kind of people
Yes,
we are.
Exactly. New director.
Okay, you got two really funny ones, man.
Yeah, ideally into different glasses, but if you just got a can and you're
Yeah.
out in the middle of nowhere, oh,
Oh, yeah.
well.
In the harvest moon. No, we would share it in the can if we had to. I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
if you got a cup, you
yeah.
pour some into a cup, but if
Yeah,
you
we're
don't,
not gonna
you don't.
look. We're not gonna waste out. We're not gonna abuse alcohol.
We're not going to
Come
waste
on.
good beer.
Yeah.
Eric, good morning.
Good morning, Eric. By the way, awesome photos that you sent, man. Those were awesome.
Yeah, as always.
As always, exactly. I'm going to show you the weather. All the leaves are brown. Is that off again?
That one just went off or is off. And it's back.
And it's back. All right, here comes Charity in a second here.
Another day, another cabinet appointment by President-elect Trump. A woman was arrested after leading police on a chase from New Braunfels to San Antonio. And Oxford is narrowing down the list for its word of the year with voting still underway. We'll have details now, traffic and weather.
Hey, Darlene, your talkback's coming right up.
Sunny skies today, highs right around 80 degrees. Tomorrow, mixture of clouds and sun, highs in the low 80s. Then on Sunday, cloudy, highs in the mid to upper 80s. It is 46 degrees at the Pearl, 46 in Monte Vista, and 45 right here in Stone Oak. WOEI News Time 6:54.
Very nice. Police, the police, featuring Sting, of course, walking on the moon on this full moon Friday, Red Friday. We're wearing red to remember everyone deployed. A Friday with Beamer, Randy Beamer, coming up a little bit later. And of course, a playlist Friday. Charity, you came up with a great topic on the night that Jake Paul will fight Mike Tyson up in Arlington at Jerry World. Well, go ahead. What is your question for today on Talkback?
We just want to know, what boxing matchup do you want to see? Who would you like to see face off in the ring? We've had some creative ideas this morning. Hillary Clinton, Kamala Harris. T suggested, what was it, Fauci and RFK Jr.?
That would be a good one, I think. I would think.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go to the people. Darlene, who is on our YouTube chat, has sent this one in.
Good morning. The first thought that came to my mind about somebody who would be interesting to see in the ring is Hillary Clinton and Kamala Harris. And then I thought, well, maybe Hillary with all the other girlfriends that Bill Clinton has had. And I hope you enjoy it. Have a great day.
See, that would be good. See, I think what they could do is have like Monica Lewinsky take on Jennifer Flowers, and that winner of that fight takes on Hillary.
I like it. Kind of a playoff.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can have like
Very
a little
good.
round robin.
Like the college football playoff. Yeah. And Hillary would get the bye. Okay. Fair enough.
All right, here is just a montage of a few.
Good morning, guys. Hey, it's Nick. Hey, regarding the fight thing, EJ versus Andrews sounds intriguing, but who's going to produce it? Tim?
Yep.
Anyway, have a good morning.
Yeah, Archer here. Yeah, I guess I'd like to see in the ring that be Charity versus Wonder Woman in a cage match with no helmet. Everybody have a beautiful no helmet day.
Nice.
Bye, y'all.
Good morning on this chilly Friday. Wanted to give a shout out to Charity for being so vulnerable in sharing her story about backing into her garage door. I think we all feel her pain with home accidents.
Good morning, crew. This is Pat from San Angelo. I would like to see a match between Nancy Pelosi and Joe Biden. Only using rock and sock and robots, because no one wants to see those two in boxing trunks. Have a great day.
Good morning, CJ. The fight I'd like to see is Ted Cruz versus Mayorkas. That Senate debate they did about a year ago was epic. I'd just like to see it go down. Have a good day. Bye.
There you
Ted
go.
Cruz versus Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas. That's getting creative.
That is
They
getting
do it
creative.
at the border.
Yeah.
They do it
Ooh.
right on the border.
Ooh, right
Have a
on the
little
border,
boxing
yeah.
ring right there.
I like that.
Yeah, half of the ring is in Mexico, half of the ring.
Perfect.
Kind of be tough to do that over the Rio Grande, but maybe there's a way.
Floating
A
ring.
floating, yes. The ring would be a floating ring on the Rio Grande. Very, very good. Charity, you're still getting reaction for backing into your half-opened garage door.
Yes, not my fault. It malfunctioned. I promise.
Yeah,
I'm a good driver. I swear.
Yeah. Thanks, Rain Man.
Actual audio. Actual audio. But the pro tip for the rest of us,
Yes.
if you've got an automatic garage door, it sometimes, like 1 in 5,000 times, won't open all the way. So you may want to look before you back up out of your garage.
But got a replacement in record
is
time
amazing.
thanks to Garage Door Masters. Within 2 hours, brand new garage door installed, and the price didn't hurt too much.
That's amazing.
They need to sponsor the news by Charity McCurdy.
Driving
Absolutely.
School with Charity McCurdy, brought to you
Yes.
by.
And Charity will have all the big stories coming up. But right now, let's get a weekend preview from Jenny James at Q1019.
You'll have to choose tonight, basketball or football. The Spurs take on the Los Angeles Lakers at home tonight at 6:30. UTSA also at home against North Texas. Their game's at 7. SeaWorld San Antonio has kicked off their Christmas celebration. You need to check out the largest light display in Texas. The Rotary Ice Rink at Travis Park is now open. Mission Marquee Plaza is holding a free double feature movie night tonight with Gremlins and How the Grinch Stole Christmas. And Creed is at the Moody Center in Austin. Tomorrow, Straight No Chaser is at the Tobin Center. Kathy Griffin is at the Charlene McCombs Empire Theater. The Big Brack Bash is to celebrate Brackenridge Park's 125th anniversary. It's noon to 5 and it's free. The annual holiday market at Mission Marquee Plaza is on Saturday from 9 to 2. It is free. And San Marcos is hosting a tree giveaway from 10 to 1 at City Park on a first-come, first-served basis. Enjoy your weekend. I'm Jenny James from Q1019 for News Radio 1200 WOAI.
So, 7 o'clock is our time. San Antonio's first news. It is Friday. Good morning. I'm Charity McCurdy. Among our top stories, more appointments by President-elect Trump, and Brad Simpson's lawyers look to drop his murder charge. First, traffic and weather together every 10 minutes in mornings. Your weather forecast for this Friday: sunny skies, a high near 80. Tonight's low 55. Right now 48 degrees. A former independent presidential candidate turned political ally of President-elect Trump has been nominated to lead U.S. health policy in his administration. Here's Fox's Jared Halpern with more.
President-elect Trump says he's nominating Robert F. Kennedy Jr. to lead the Department of Health and Human Services, a vast agency in charge of drug and vaccine regulations, food safety, and medical research. Kennedy has long been a skeptic of pharmaceutical companies and vaccines. He's also demanded tougher regulations for processed foods. In a statement, the president-elect says for too long, Americans have been crushed by the industrial food complex and drug companies who engaged in deception, misinformation, and disinformation. Kennedy will need to win Senate confirmation and will face questions about plans to reform the FDA and other public health agencies. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
Speaking with Fox News, Senate Majority Leader-elect John Thune was asked if an unreleased health ethics report on Trump appointee Matt Gaetz will factor into Gaetz' confirmation as U.S. Attorney General.
My guess is at some point it gets out there. I mean, I'm not sure exactly what that process is at the moment, but these confirmation hearings, they are fairly comprehensive in terms of the vetting process that nominees go through.
Senator Thune says all options are on the table in confirming cabinet picks as President-elect Trump calls for recess appointments, which can be done without Senate confirmation while Congress is on break. President-elect Trump delivered remarks at the America First Policy Institute Gala, saying that his administration will reform the military and end conflicts in the Middle East, Russia, and Ukraine.
We have to get back to a great country with low taxes and strong military. We're going to fix our military. We did it once. Now we're going to have to do it again. We didn't know a big chunk of it was going to be given to Afghanistan. We're going to work on Middle East, and we're going to work very hard on Russia and Ukraine.
Trump has been a strong critic of U.S. aid to Ukraine and has claimed that he could end the war in 24 hours. Questions revolving around the bankruptcy sale of Alex Jones's InfoWars to the satirical news publication The Onion has prompted a judge in Texas to order a hearing on the matter. Chris Fox reports.
Houston Judge Christopher Lopez ordering the hearing after Alex Jones and his lawyers raised questions about how the bankruptcy auction of InfoWars was conducted. Jones alleging the trustee overseeing the auction changed the process.
So they changed all the bidding rules, made it secret 2 days ago. And just like they tried to shut us down back in late May without a court order, they're supposed to have a court order. There's going to be injunctions filed.
Jones owes the families of the victims of the Sandy Hook school shooting more than $1 billion in defamation judgments due to Jones's decade of lies that the massacre was a hoax. In Austin, Chris Fox, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
The Bexar County Sheriff's Office is announcing the death of another inmate. Thanks, Bill. The Spurs Insider brought to you by Kickapoo Lucky Eagle Casino. News at the top and bottom of every hour, along with breaking news as it happens. I'm Charity McCurdy. Traffic and weather coming up.
San Antonio's first news as we are in the 7 o'clock hour on a Red Friday, as we all wear red to remember everyone deployed until they all come home. Lots to talk about in this hour. We'll continue to take and play your talkbacks on the night that we're having the big fight. Jake Paul and Mike Tyson at Jerry World in Arlington. We're asking you, who would you like to see duke it out in the ring? We're getting some very, very creative and entertaining answers from you. Coming up at 7:40, we've got national correspondent Rory O'Neill, the latest on President-elect Donald Trump's choices for his cabinet. At 7:20, we'll talk about Alex Jones' InfoWars being purchased by The Onion. And coming right up on a segment we call Wait Till You Hear This, Victor Wembanyama on a very, very special commercial for the new 24-25 NBA City Edition jerseys, where he takes a walk back in time in Spurs history. First, though, let's get you caught up on traffic and weather together.
Sunny skies today, highs right around 80 degrees. Tomorrow, a mixture of clouds and sun, highs in the low 80s. And then on Sunday, cloudy, highs in the mid to upper 80s. It is 46 degrees at Lackland Air Force Base, 45 in China Grove, and 44 right here in Stone Oak. WOAI News Time, 7:12.
Moon Age Daydream, David Bowie, on a full moon Friday, on a red Friday, on a playlist Friday, and on a Friday with Beamer. Randy Beamer will be in studio in less than an hour. Randy Beamer, host of On the Record on KLRN television. Always love talking with Randy about what's going on in the city and what's going on in the world of Randy Beamer, also known as Beamer's World.
Yeah.
Remember that? That was
Yes.
a cool segment. All right. Every weekday morning at this time, we span the globe to bring you the constant variety of audio in a segment called Wait Till You Hear This. Now, this is something you need to see. You're going to hear the audio, but you can go find it on social media. It is Victor Wembanyama talking about the Spurs jerseys, in specifically the 24-25 NBA City Edition jerseys from Fanatics. And he goes back in time and pays homage to a lot of the Spurs history. Here's Victor Wembanyama.
Okay.
This jersey isn't mine. Sure, it's cut 4 inches longer. It has my name on the back. But it isn't mine. It's been passed down, older brother to younger, Leighton to Strickland, Strickland to Hart. Same jersey, different names. Stitched, unstitched, restitched. The best ones gave us reasons to show up. The great ones gave our colors new patches. While the legends, they gave our ceiling a few extra inches. Always giving, never owning. From El Paso to Paris, Texas, and France. Nuestros colores son nuestra comunidad. White, black, silver, and fiesta forever. Worn by millions, owned by all. Like I said, this jersey isn't mine. It's yours. But be cool if I borrow it for a while.
You got to see it. It's on social media.
It's
you
awesome.
can find it on Twitter. You can find it on Instagram. Victor Wembanyama talking about the Spurs jerseys, the 24-25 NBA City Edition jerseys. So much I love their Charity. I love the end. It's your jersey, but can I borrow it for a while? And paying homage in the video to Manu Ginobili, George Gervin. It's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get you pumped up as a Spurs fan. And Wimby, you can have that as long as you want
Amen.
it.
Well, he mentioned other Spurs like Rod Strickland and Dennis Moe Layton, who wore the number 1 jersey.
Yeah.
I got a feeling nobody's going to wear number 1 again
Ever.
after Wembanyama because it will certainly be retired.
Amen to that.
And I love the City Edition uniforms. I love how they continue to pay homage to the Hemisphere storyline, the whole retro kind of theme going on. I love it. I absolutely love it. It's
Very
a great way to
cool.
make more money for the Spurs.
Oh, man, you'll see a lot of people at the Spurs fan shop lining up to get those new City Edition jerseys. Very, very cool. Coming up, Alex Jones. Yesterday was not a good day for him. We reported it to you as the news broke during this program yesterday. The satirical website, The Onion, winning a bid to purchase his InfoWars network. We'll talk about that and more coming up. Get you caught up on headlines, traffic, and weather as well. WOAI News Time 7:16.
Jacob, I love the Nolan Ryan and Robin Ventura round 2. I still think Nolan could still take him. Definitely. Hang on, guys.
Coming up, we'll talk a little Alex Jones and The Onion purchasing InfoWars, his network. But first, Charity McCurdy, what stories are you following?
President-elect Trump is nominating Robert F. Kennedy Jr. to lead the Department of Health and Human Services. The FBI has arrested an ISIS supporter in the Houston area. And for the 13th time this year, an inmate has died at the Bexar County Jail. We'll have details right now, traffic and weather.
Sunny skies today, highs right around 80 degrees. Tomorrow, mixture of clouds and sun, highs in the low 80s. Sunday, cloudy, highs in the mid to upper 80s. 38 degrees in Kerrville, Texas. 45 in New Braunfels. And 46 right here at the Radio Ranch. WOAI News Time, 721.
San Antonio's first news. Normally at this time, we check in with Mike Opelka from the Pure Opelka podcast, but do not worry. We still will. It'll just be a little less than an hour from now at 8:20. Mike Opelka will join us. And Randy Beamer will be with us beginning at 8 o'clock in the next hour. So that'll be a very, very lively 8 o'clock hour. We look forward to it. Yesterday on this program, we broke the news as it developed. That was the news of the satirical website, The Onion, winning a bidding for Alex Jones' InfoWars network and intellectual properties. The Onion was supported by the families associated with the Sandy Hook Elementary School massacre. The Onion says it plans to turn the site into a satirical site, mocking the types of conspiracy theories that Alex Jones has become known for. Now, in the aftermath of that on X, Alex Jones posted a video and said, "Not so fast."
So the judge says he hasn't set the date yet, next Monday or Tuesday. He said early next week. I think that's Monday or Tuesday, to have an evidentiary hearing on this. My lawyers and the real bidders' lawyers, who are very prestigious, said they've never heard of something like this.
Alex Jones didn't like the way it went down. And again, we've got to fact check Alex Jones to see if it's actually happened or if he actually has
Made
a
that up
case
too?
here. Yes.
Well, the judge may end up blocking the Onion's purchase of InfoWars if the judge rules that the sale is not in the best interest of Jones, or the satirical news publisher is just trying to make a joke out of the whole bidding process. But as you mentioned, Chris, the Onion is legitimately going to use the purchase of InfoWars to overhaul its website and hire more content creators. So it doesn't sound like a joke, although the Onion has a history of trolling Alex Jones.
They do, but with the families associated with the Sandy Hook massacre behind this, with buying with the Onion, buying this or winning the auction, I guess is the proper way to say it.
Yeah.
Look, I don't think Alex Jones has a leg to stand on it. It's already done. It's gone. Now, going back to our talkback feature, I think a fight I would like to see is Alex Jones and the father of any one of these Sandy Hook victims in a ring.
Oh my God. The Sandy Hook parents would be obviously very, very motivated in such a confrontation. Yeah, especially, Charity, the fact that the Onion was supported by these Sandy Hook families. I can't imagine a judge would want to overturn this. I mean, if this is what the families want, they want the Onion to have won this bidding for InfoWars. I can't imagine going against them.
And I'm just curious to know how much the Onion purchased InfoWars with this bidding process. What was the final sale price? I don't know if we'll ever find out that information.
Yeah, it would
it's
be
an
nice to know.
undisclosed amount. When are we going to know?
I don't know, but that's something I want to know too, because I would like to see just how much of that money's going to the families, because that's what this is all about.
Yes.
So I would like to see that.
Very, very interesting. We'll continue to keep an eye on this. We'll see if Alex Jones is more vocal about this on social media today. It is certainly a big, big story that's getting a lot of attention. Coming up, lots more on the way. We mentioned our talkback question this morning for you with the big Jake Paul, Mike Tyson fight tonight at Jerry World in Arlington. Who would you like to see get in the ring? We just got an idea from Mr. T. We'll hear from you on the talkback feature. We'll react to that. Coming up at 7:40, national correspondent Rory O'Neill, the latest on President-elect Trump's cabinet nominations. Then a big, big 8 o'clock hour. Randy Beamer will join us in studio, and we'll have Mike Opelka as well at 8:20. WOAI News Time, 7:25.
Travis, check your email, Travis. Just check it, okay? Good morning, David. RK, what up?
Good morning, RK.
Wow, 41 degrees at Lake Hills. Wow.
Wow. That's too cold for me.
That's way too damn cold. Travis, I hope you're still here because I sent you something. Check your email, please. Let's see what else I got for the folks.
All right.
Now here comes Charity.
.30 is our time. San Antonio's first news. It's Friday. Good morning. I'm Charity McCurdy. Among our top stories, President-elect Trump announces more cabinet picks. The FBI thwarts an ISIS-inspired terror plot. More coming up. First, traffic and weather together every 10 minutes in mornings. Your weather forecast for this Friday: sunny skies, a high near 80. Tonight's low 55. Right now 48 degrees. President-elect Trump delivered remarks for the first time since winning re-election at the America First Policy Institute Gala, praising his pick for Secretary of Health and Human Services, Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
We want you to come up with things and ideas and what you've been talking about for a long time, and I think you're going to do some unbelievable thing. Nobody's going to be able to do it like you, and boy, does he feel it in his heart.
Critics have pushed back at Kennedy Jr.'s appointment, citing his vaccine skepticism and lack of health background. Meantime, Trump's nominee for Attorney General is reaching out to Republican senators. Here's Fox's Ryan Schmelz.
Fox News learning through multiple sources that former Congressman Matt Gaetz has been making calls to those who will decide if he can serve in the Trump administration. Gaetz has been tapped by President-elect Trump to be Attorney General. One source says Gaetz has been talking to a lot of senators. Several Republicans have expressed concern with Gaetz's nomination, while those who support the pick say he can bring about reforms to the Department of Justice. President-elect Trump has floated the idea of using a recess appointment to get some of his nominees confirmed without Senate approval. On Capitol Hill, Ryan Schmelz, Fox News.
Well, Texas Democrats are still trying to figure out why abortion was not the winning issue they thought it would be with the state's voters in last week's election. Texas enacted a stiff abortion ban after Roe v. Wade was overturned in 2022, but polls show more than 70% of Texans want state law to make room for more exceptions. Still, President-elect Trump won Texas by 14 points, and Senator Ted Cruz beat Colin Allred by 9. Texas voters, both men and women, were more concerned about inflation in the border than abortion. Federal agents say a suspected terrorist planning an attack on U.S. soil was taken off the streets in Houston, Texas. Here's Fox's Kristen Goodwin.
Special agent in charge of the FBI Houston, Doug Williams, says Anas Saeed admits to researching how to conduct an attack on local military recruiting centers.
He bragged that he would commit a 9/11 style attack if he only had the resources. And he expressed the desire to join the U.S. military just so he could commit an act once he was inside their ranks.
Alleging he admitted to wanting to use explosives. Officials say the 28-year-old was born in Houston and has family from Lebanon. He's charged with attempting to provide support or resources to a terrorist organization, which carries a maximum sentence of 20 years. Kristen Goodwin, Fox News.
An idea being floated in Austin would allow Texas public schools to use drones equipped with pepper spray to secure their campuses. The state's largest teachers union blasted the plan for being dangerous to students.
If it's a big school, there may be several drones, like one drone for every 200 kids. That is ridiculous.
Clay Robeson with the Texas State Teachers Association says the bill filed this week highlights just how underfunded public schools are. Most can't afford armed guards because of a lack of funding by the legislature. He says if lawmakers were serious about school security, they would invest in public education so their campuses could have adequate number of mental health counselors. Well, a woman was arrested for leading cops on a high-speed chase from New Braunfels to San Antonio. Eric Lycum has more.
Around 2 p.m. yesterday, Highway Patrol troopers tried to pull over a white Toyota 4Runner in Comal County for a traffic violation. The driver at 36.
All right, guys, on the YouTube stream, here's something you will not hear on the air. Nobody on the air is going to hear this, but I'm going to play it for you guys, and you should enjoy it. Here it comes.
Good morning, all you wonderful people at WOAI. How about Charity against Megyn Kelly? Both of them in Victoria's Secrets in a pillow fight. That's what I'd like to see. Have a good day.
There you have it.
We're not going to play that one
We're
on the air.
not going to play that one on the air, but
we play it for you.
Just for you guys. That's hilarious. People.
I think Charity would take Megyn Kelly down.
Oh, in a heartbeat.
Yeah. Charity's we played pickleball against Charity. She's
Yeah,
very
she's
competitive.
very athletic, yes.
Yeah.
She didn't hear it, Travis, so we're not getting the look. That's why we're not playing it.
Yes. We're not playing it to avoid the look.
The look. And trust me, it's a look.
Yeah, I like that idea. Playing content for the YouTube audience that we cannot play or we won't play on the air.
We won't play it. We could, but we don't want to start anything right now.
Yeah.
It's a Friday. We'd like to go out on a high note.
Outdoors.
Yes. Hello. All righty. All right, it's downhill from here, man.
Woo!
And if we have time, because I think we're going to be early, if we have time, I'm going to play one over the bumper coming into Rory.
Sure, if he's not there, absolutely.
Yeah, if we're early, like I think we're going to be.
Yeah.
I've got one I can play. Think Randy's on his way in yet?
Probably.
You think so?
I would think so, don't you?
You know what? I'll save that one from when he's here.
Okay.
Because I got a little 14-second one that I can play over the bumper coming in. But I'll know here in a second exactly how much time we have. And I know her lockout's pretty long. Wasai. Oh,
Sika Pollen says mine's out of the gutter, people.
it's too late.
Yeah.
Oh, look. Q1019 TV commercial.
Hey. Where's our San Antonio's first news TV commercial?
Good point. Yeah, we got time. Should I do the Randy Beamer or the other one?
Your choice.
Let's go with the Randy Beamer.
Yeah, we can always play it again if you didn't hear it.
Oh, he's calling in right now. That's right. I'm still doing it.
You can still
8
do it.
seconds.
Yeah, you can still do it.
Yeah.
I'd like to see Randy Beamer and Ron Burgundy in a ring. I think that'd be quite entertaining.
Randy Beamer versus Ron Burgundy in the ring. It's our talkback question for you this morning on the night that Mike Tyson and Jake Paul are going to fight up at Jerry World in Arlington. Who would you like to see in the ring? Oh, by the way, Randy Beamer will be joining us in studio beginning at 8 o'clock this morning. But right now, let's check in with national correspondent Rory O'Neill. Rory has been tracking the cabinet nominations by President-elect Donald Trump. And I think, Rory, one of the big questions, will Republicans stay in line and deliver these nominees to him when the hearings happen in the Senate?
Yeah, it's going to be close. By the way, who doesn't want to punch Jake Paul? I mean, that's yeah, so we've got trouble for the Matt Gaetz nomination, right? We've got several senators who have already said, and I'm talking Republican senators, who've already said they will not vote to confirm Matt Gaetz as Attorney General. So that nomination really is in trouble. But last night came news that Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is being tapped to become the new Health and Human Services Secretary. I think a lot of people knew that Kennedy would have some role, but they thought it would be more like Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy, sort of setting up an outside thing where you can consult. Making him the secretary of that agency, though, that's going to create another very interesting confirmation hearing.
And Rory, what's the likelihood that Trump will call for recess appointments for some of these high-ranking positions?
Yeah, it's possible, but look, we've already heard from this new incoming Senate Majority Leader John Thune saying he wants to have these confirmations go as normal in the traditional pattern as they would have under previous administrations. These recess appointments are only supposed to happen in an emergency, that a president needs to appoint a new defense secretary, and the Senate's away for the summer. This is supposed to be a stopgap measure that lasts for a year, but it's not supposed to circumvent the Senate role of advise and consent.
Now, is it possible that some of the Republicans who don't go along with these confirmations could get some sort of, retribution from somebody?
I think we can expect that and depend on it and look at your watch for it. And, we'll see how this is going to go. And that's also this new test for Thune, who, as I said, when asked about allowing recess appointments, said, I'm not really down with that. But he was pretty vague about his response. So it's, look, it's clear that the Republicans, I was going to say respect, but it's probably more accurate to say fear Donald Trump and the retribution that he and his followers could have. So we'll see if they're strong enough to stand up to him in some cases, to their own, to their own beliefs.
Yeah, the Matt Gaetz nomination, you've got that House ethics investigation that happened before he resigned from the House. With it already in jeopardy, I imagine that could really hurt his chances.
Right. So today, the Ethics Committee was supposed to vote on that report. Now, they canceled the meeting, and Gaetz already resigned his House seat. But now we're hearing from senators who want to subpoena that report from the other chamber as part of a confirmation hearing. And look, the allegations are essentially that he was partying with underage girls and other substances may have been involved. The Justice Department looked into this. They did not find enough evidence to file criminal charges, but it could have violated some of the ethics codes in Congress. And the senators say, we want to see that report.
Going to be very fascinating to see how that plays out. Our thanks, as always, to national correspondent Rory O'Neill. And coming up, Randy Beamer is going to join us at 8 o'clock this morning. We're going to have Mike Opelka from the Pure Opelka podcast at 8:20. And Charity, with Randy coming in, sometimes that includes therapy, on-air therapy, and often that would be for Charity McCurdy.
Well, in light of what happened recently with backing my car into the garage door, I'm sure I'm going to get some kind of, there's the replay. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get some therapy on that front, driving advice. I'm just falling into the stereotypical women driver.
Oh, it could happen
rep.
to anybody.
Well, I think so.
Randy can
happen.
help you with that.
Yeah.
Randy can make sure that you don't.
Yeah, you don't feel
have
like
any
that's what
thoughts
it
like
is.
that.
Yes.
I told my husband, Brett, with one T, it could have happened to you. Who looks to make sure that the garage door completely raised after hearing it raise up?
Yeah.
Nobody.
No.
But I think the city of San Antonio now that you've gone through that, I mean, what is that? 1 in 10,000 times your garage door opens that it might not go all the way up.
Exactly.
So, I think the rest of us now, I mean, I know now when I'm backing
Public
up,
service.
I'm looking twice at that garage door.
Maybe we need higher sensors on the vehicles because I have those
Let's
lower
push for that.
sensors.
Yes.
That would let me know if I was going to back into something, but I guess they don't go that high. They're not on the roof of the car.
You know, Charity, there might be an opening for the National Transportation and Safety Administration leader in the Trump.
Charity
Oh,
McCurdy.
Yeah, there we
okay.
go.
Although we prefer her for press secretary.
That's true. That's true.
No.
all right.
All right. Well, it was worth a try.
More coming up. You answer our talkback question on the night Mike Tyson and Jake Paul are going to fight. Who would you like to see climb into the ring and duke it out? We'll get you caught up on headlines, traffic, and weather as well. WOAI News Time 7:45. Coming up, your choices. Who do you want to see fight in the ring like Mike Tyson and Jake Paul will tonight up in Arlington? But first, Charity McCurdy, what stories are you following?
President-elect Trump says RFK Jr. will restore health agencies to the traditions of gold standard scientific research. It's the head of the DHHS. The FBI stopped a potential terrorist plot that included targeting synagogues in the Houston area. And a Texas judge wants a hearing over the bankruptcy sale of Alex Jones's InfoWars to the satirical newspaper The Onion. We'll have details now, traffic and weather.
Sunny skies today, highs right around 80. Tomorrow, mixture of clouds and sun, highs in the low 80s. Sunday, cloudy, highs in the mid to upper 80s. It is 46 degrees at the Pearl, 46 in Alamo Heights, and 45 right here at the Radio Ranch. WOAI News Time, 7:51.
The chairman of the board, Frank Sinatra, Fly Me to the Moon on a playlist Friday, on a full moon Friday. Andrew Zimmel curated this playlist. We're playing you songs about the moon. And we all saw the moon driving in this morning, the full moon. It goes officially full later this afternoon. So when it rises right around sunset tonight, rising, of course, in the east while the sun sets in the west, get a look at the moon late today or this evening when you can, because it is phenomenal. Randy Beamer on his way in. Fridays with Beamer. We will also have Mike Opelka at 8:20. Always look forward to his take. But tonight, the big fight, it is on Netflix from Jerry World, AT&T Stadium in Dallas, or Arlington to be official. Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul. Now, that's a big fight, and a lot of people want to see it. But Charity, we were talking before the show, and you have another idea for our listeners.
Yeah, the fight with Mike Tyson, Jake Paul inspired us to know from our listeners, what boxing match do you want to see? Who would you like to see face off in the ring? And we've had some pretty hilarious responses.
Yes, we have, and we still have more.
Morning, WOAI crew, Jerry and Blanco. Somebody might have already said it. I had to change a flat tire, so I was offline for a minute there. But I don't like seeing girls fight, but Melania and Jill, I think that'd be a big seller. Y'all have a good morning.
Throwing teacups.
Hey, talking about the fight thing, this isn't current, but I'd like to see Raquel Welch and Sophia Loren go at it.
Well, who wouldn't?
Good morning. Happy Red Friday, everybody. I think I'd like to see Kamala Harris and Jill Biden. I think that might be a good one at this moment. Have a great day.
Wow.
Another Jill. People want to see Jill Biden get into that ring. Well, I do kind of like, and you said teacups, Charity, which is
Not a bad
hilarious.
idea, yeah.
Because Melania did not show up for the White House tea with Jill Biden earlier in the week. So that would be very, and maybe that could become a tradition, like the teacup thing. It's like the outgoing first lady gets in the boxing ring with the incoming first lady.
I don't know. Melania Trump, she just has that look that kills, you know, that death stare. I think that in itself would be her most powerful move in the ring.
Well, that looking at the tail of the tape, she's got the reach on Dr. Jill Biden, so she'll take her down with the reach.
Yeah.
Got a mean left hook, too.
Yes.
And long nails, so she can scratch.
Don't forget that.
Now, all right, we all have Netflix. Are any of us watching tonight? Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. Is it like a train wreck? You can't help but look. Are you going to watch?
If I remember to, yes, I will.
I have to fill in for Andy Everett with Jay Howard tonight, so maybe. I'll give it a firm maybe.
Now, it was interesting. We spoke with Rory O'Neill, a national correspondent, earlier, and he said, who wouldn't want to hit Jake Paul?
That's true.
Which I agree. I am pulling for Mike Tyson.
Well, yeah, I'm always pulling for the old dude.
So Mike Tyson is what, 58 years old?
58.
And how old is Jake Paul?
27.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's still...
Still, one punch from Mike Tyson, all he's got to do is land one punch, and that kid's down. So,
but does the 58-year-old Mike Tyson still have the power in that? I mean, we saw so many Tyson fights back in the day that ended in like 27 seconds.
Yes, I
Mike
think he
Tyson
does.
would go and just destroy someone in the first minute of the fight, and it was over. My question: whatever a boxer has when Mike Tyson was in his prime, at age 58, can you pack that same punch?
I think possibly, Mike Tyson already decided to slap Jake Paul during their weigh-in, so I think he has it in him. But although Jake Paul seems to not be intimidated, but it's all show.
Well,
How do you know?
it is show, but one thing we got to remember is Mike Tyson is not a boxer. He is a fighter. And he knows how to fight, and he's a big guy, and he's very strong.
He bites.
He bites. Wear some ear guards. I'm just saying.
Yes.
But I see it. I see Mike Tyson as a fighter, not a boxer.
Man, I hope he wins. And I brought this up earlier, Charity. I'm still waiting for the Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg.
Hello.
They were going to fight. It was going to be a deal. And I think it's Elon who is kind of back. Elon seems to have more of the blubbery body, whereas Mark Zuckerberg is reportedly, working out and does these martial arts.
I think he's a legit black belt. I mean, I've seen pictures of him working out, and I would be scared if I was Elon Musk, but he is barrel-chested, so I don't know if Mark Zuckerberg could get through that.
Do it for charity. Do it on the White House
lawn. Do it for charity, yes.
Now that Elon Musk is in the Trump administration, essentially, do it on the White House lawn. For all the kids. Gather the kids around when you pardon the turkey.
Set a great example? Sure.
Yeah. They're wearing gloves.
Yeah. Big 8 o'clock hour coming up. We always love having Randy Beamer in studio. It's Fridays with Beamer. Mike Opelka at 8:20 should be very, very entertaining and enlightening. Stick around. WOAI News Time, 7:57.
8 o'clock is our time. San Antonio's first news. It is Friday. Good morning. I'm Charity McCurdy. Among our top stories, more appointments by President-elect Trump, and Brad Simpson's lawyers look to drop his murder charge. First, traffic and weather together every 10 minutes in mornings. Your weather forecast for this Friday: sunny skies, a high near 80, tonight's low 55. Get a move on. It is 48 degrees. A former independent presidential candidate turned political ally of President-elect Trump has been nominated to lead U.S. health policy in his administration. Here's Fox's Jared Halpern.
President-elect Trump says he's nominating Robert F. Kennedy Jr. to lead the Department of Health and Human Services, a vast agency in charge of drug and vaccine regulations, food safety, and medical research. Kennedy has long been a skeptic of pharmaceutical companies and vaccines. He's also demanded tougher regulations for processed foods. In a statement, the president-elect says for too long, Americans have been crushed by the industrial food complex and drug companies who engaged in deception, misinformation, and disinformation. Kennedy will need to win Senate confirmation and will face questions about plans to reform the FDA and other public health agencies. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
In an interview with Fox News, Senate Majority Leader-elect John Thune was asked if an unreleased health ethics report on Trump appointee Matt Gaetz will factor into Gaetz' confirmation as U.S. Attorney General.
My guess is at some point it gets out there. I mean, I'm not sure exactly what that process is at the moment, but these confirmation hearings, they are fairly comprehensive in terms of the vetting process that nominees go through.
Senator Thune says all options are on the table in confirming cabinet picks as Trump calls for recess appointments, which can be done without Senate confirmation while Congress is on break. President-elect Trump delivered remarks at the America First Policy Institute Gala, promising that billionaires Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy will make the U.S. stronger by cutting so-called wasteful government spending through the Department of Government Efficiency.
They're working on efficiency, among other things, and they're going to be saving a lot of money and making our country stronger and better. And they'll be coming out with individual reports, but a big one toward the end. And you put those two together, it's going to be really great.
While Congress controls government spending and the budget, Trump has suggested challenging the constitutionality of that, saying that it prevents the president from preventing wasteful spending. Questions revolving around the bankruptcy sale of Alex Jones's InfoWars to the satirical news publication The Onion has prompted a judge in Texas to order a hearing on the matter. Chris Fox has details.
Houston Judge Christopher Lopez ordering the hearing after Alex Jones and his lawyers raised questions about how the bankruptcy auction of InfoWars was conducted. Jones alleging the trustee overseeing the auction changed the process.
So they changed all the bidding rules, made it secret 2 days ago. And just like they tried to shut us down back in late May without a court order, they're supposed to have a court order. There's going to be injunctions filed.
Jones owes the families of the victims of the Sandy Hook school shooting more than $1 billion in defamation judgments due to Jones's decade of lies that the massacre was a hoax. In Austin, Chris Fox, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
The FBI says it stopped a potential terrorist plot that included targeting synagogues in the Houston area. Anas Saeed was arrested and charged with attempting to provide material support to ISIS. Investigators say they found 11 Facebook accounts managed by Saeed, all of them supporting ISIS in their overseas violent attacks. Court documents outline plans to target members of the U.S. military in Houston and the Israeli consulate office. In addition to synagogues, Saeed had been on the FBI's radar since 2017. Well, lawyers representing Brad Simpson, who's accused of murdering his wife, Suzanne Clark Simpson, want prosecutors to show them the evidence or let him go. Eric Lycum has the latest.
Suzanne Clark Simpson's body has been missing for over a month and has not been found. Brad Simpson is jailed in Bexar County on $3 million bond, charged with her murder and federal weapons charges. Now, his attorneys have filed a motion requesting an examining trial to review the evidence against him to see if there's probable cause for holding him. Attorney Adam LaHood, who is not on the case, tells News 4 if a magistrate looks at the evidence and determines that it's not strong,
then it could result in a bond reduction or, in his immediate release, which would, in my estimation, would be what they're trying to go for.
LaHood says Simpson could also be indicted by a grand jury, but they have 90 days from when he was arrested to do that. He could also bond out. The investigation continues. Eric Lycum, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
TikTokers may find themselves voting for a word that's very mindful and very cutesy as the 2024 Word of the Year. Oxford University Press revealed its short list, and voting for the winner remains open until November 28th. Demure is one of the 6 contenders, along with brain rot, dynamic parsing, lore, romanticy, and slop. It is 8:06. News at the top and bottom of every hour, along with breaking news as it happens. I'm Charity McCurdy. Traffic and weather coming up.
San Antonio's first news. Randy Beamer is in studio. Fridays with Beamer. If you're on the YouTube stream, you already know that. You can watch the stream on YouTube at 1200 WOAI. We'll talk with Randy coming up. Mike Opelka at 8:20. First, let's get you caught up on traffic and weather together.
Sunny skies today, highs right around 80 degrees. Tomorrow, a mixture of clouds and sun, highs in the low 80s. Sunday, cloudy, highs in the mid to upper 80s. It is 36 degrees in Kerrville, Texas, 46 at Fort Sam, Houston, and 45 now here in Stone Oak. WOAI News Time 8:10.
San Antonio's first news. It is a red Friday. We are all wearing red to remember everyone deployed until they all come home. And Fridays here are also Fridays with Beamer. Randy Beamer in studio. And Randy, I guess the big question is, will you accept the bout against Ron Burgundy in the boxing ring?
I would, but first of all, Ron Burgundy is my real father. And the second thing is, if you've seen Anchorman, Ron Burgundy fights with a posse.
He does.
And there's Brick and
crowbars.
Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff.
And
Yeah.
then also, now that I work, with a PBS station, then that would be what, Tim Robbins, and I'd have to wear like tweed jacket and a pipe. But
Would you have the patches
I
though?
think I'd rather see Charity McCurdy go up against a garage door.
Oh. Actually, you know what? We have audio.
We have audio.
And for those of the listeners like me who didn't hear the whole story,
Oh,
Here we go.
Charity, what happened and when?
During the afternoon yesterday, woke up from my nap to pick up my son from daycare. As usual, go out the garage door, hit the garage button to raise the garage door, get in my car, buckle up, start the engine. I proceed to back out and then crash. My husband comes running out because apparently it sent shockwaves through the house. And he's like, what happened? Why'd you do that? Why'd you run into the garage door?
Wow.
And I explained to him, I guess it didn't go up all the way. I did not, get in my car that fast to where I could back out while it was still going up.
Wow.
It clearly malfunctioned. And we worked together as a team to try to get the garage door up because it was off the rails, and we called somebody, specifically garage door masters, who came out during rush hour traffic,
Oh my
and
goodness.
installed a brand new garage door within 2 hours.
So
Which is incredible.
Obviously, your husband sabotaged the garage door yesterday morning. Was that what happened?
or Charity, is it true that you just wanted a new garage door and you thought this was the only way to get it done?
I did make a joke like this. I actually did us a favor. I've improved the exterior curb appeal of our home.
Do you think it was a cry for help? Because it was after you took a nap, but you still, I'm guessing, needed a little more sleep.
Always. I think I've learned my lesson. I need to make sure the garage door completely raises and double check, get out of the car door, or, don't go get in the car until it's completely raised so that doesn't happen again.
Does this mean that maybe your house is falling apart and you need a new one, and you brought that up to your husband in the most dramatic way you could?
Not at all. This is just the first time in many years, I would say the 15 years we've known each other, that I've made a horrible mistake. So,
wait, you admitted that to your husband?
I did. I said, I'm so sorry. I immediately apologized and said, I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened, but it's not going to happen again. I'm still traumatized and will make sure that the...
Wait, you apologized to your spouse? I'm not familiar with
Oh, really? You should try it sometime, Beamer.
I did.
Too late, though.
Too late.
It was too late.
This is each and every time. It was too late. Wow.
But all is well. No one got hurt.
Except for the garage door.
Exactly.
So who else would you like to see fight now that you have all this anger stored up inside from fighting the garage door?
Who do I want to see fight? I don't know. Oprah and Kelly Clarkson.
Ooh.
I like that.
I would pay to see that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Carrot Top and Kathy Griffin.
I couldn't tell them apart.
Exactly.
I don't want to see anyone fight, Charity, but
Oh.
Chris and Mr.
Randy's a
T.
lover, not a fighter.
Yeah, I'm an apologizer in a big way, but is that the first time you apologized to your husband?
Oh, please no.
I'm just asking.
No, I have no problem
Because-
apologizing, and I'll do it in front of my kids so they know the proper way to communicate and work out a disagreement. I try to set a good example.
Very
That's
nice.
good for you. Thanks, Charity, because people like you.
Gosh darn it.
Gosh, darn it,
really
that was
like
good. I
you.
forgot the whole saying.
It was very, very good, though. Coming up, we have Mike Opelka from the Pure Opelka podcast. His takes on all the morning's big stories coming right up. WOAI News Time, 8:15. So,
Hello. All right, we're back.
you start with Opelka, so we'll go boom, boom.
Okay.
We'll go around that way. Okay,
All right. Did you let her know?
I will.
So are they, is it like you don't know who's where and in charge, or you just...
Our new boss is out of Houston.
Houston. The mics are hot, by the way.
Yeah, our new boss is out of Houston, and he spent a lot of time in San Antonio, was at KTSA for quite some time.
Yep.
But so he's now going to run Houston, San Antonio, Dallas, and Austin.
The grudge
Yeah,
match.
wow.
Chris Duell versus Tommy Lee Jones. That would be
I
a
like
good one.
that.
I've had
That'd be a good one.
Who I saw on one of the shows last night? Was it Billy Bob Thornton?
Oh, Landman?
Landman. And
Yeah.
I can't remember who he was on. Was he on
With
Fallon? Or,
I don't know, but I know
Stephen
that the show's
Colbert?
coming out. Yeah.
One of those. And he
Yeah.
was wearing some kind of very hip thing. But I
Oh,
can
Fred,
see him.
that was
he's
very
kind of a
funny.
really hip
You know,
guy.
they had for a while some fights, some kind of celebrity fights here, and there were some politicians
Here in San Antonio?
here in San Antonio. It was a number of years back, but then somebody got
Hurt.
hurt.
Yeah, that usually.
But Jesse James Leha is doing a thing where I think it's because I saw on his Instagram where people are fighting. I think
I
it's
like
like
that.
corporate people for
Oh.
charity. But
Yeah.
I do
See, it's
remember
always
what you're
for
talking
charity
about
gets
as well.
everything.
But so Jesse James Leha is training them, and they're going
Right.
to fight for charity.
They did the same kind of thing,
Yeah.
but would you want to do that? Because somebody got hurt, I think.
I did American Gladiators.
early. I don't know if Nelson Wolf was in that.
That sounds like I did American Gladiators when I was at KZEP, and I jousted with all the other jocks and kicked. I beat everybody. They were all
Really?
older. Yeah, I was young back then.
Now,
Yeah.
American Gladiator, you do, because they had it wasn't just gladiators. but
No, you would take on regular people would go and try to beat the gladiators is what it was. And that's when you had Nitro. This is when it was big time.
Didn't they have some kind of
An obstacle course
Like
where
a-
they'd
yeah,
shoot tennis
obstacle
balls
course
at you.
and
That's
stuff
what
like
I
that.
wanted to do. They made us joust where you got up on this pedestal. And remember Leif Calvert, loose leaf?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going up against him. I thought he was having a heart attack, man. He's sweating and I'm like, dude, just jump.
wow, that's sad.
Just jump.
So you killed him.
I did. Yeah. I said, just jump, Leaf. Just jump, man. Just get off this thing right now because I'm going to keep hitting you until you fall. And so he went down. Then I got to take on our boss, Catfish. And I went right after. He's like, wham, wham, wham. Yeah.
There's some fighting spirit here.
Yep. It was fun. It was fun. I had a blast. But I wanted to do the obstacle course, and they wouldn't let us do it.
See, it was a physical thing. I went up against like a one-on-one little shtick with one of the Globetrotters.
Oh, cool.
But those guys, he's like 6'10".
My God, yeah.
Yeah.
And even not trying, they play very physical. So you try to, he's backing into you.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
that's more than enough.
Well, when I
would
was
you want to take hits? I guess I've shot
I-
enough boxing stories. I
Yeah.
would not.
I
No.
would not. No.
when I was at KZEP, we also took on the blues musicians in a basketball game. They got together. It was all to raise money for the San Antonio Blues Society.
Right.
And somewhere there's a videotape of it, but I was the only person that could score on our team, and we beat the other team. We killed them. But I was hitting all the shots.
Did
so.
you guys, have you ever been in
Stand by.
a basketball league?
Randy Beamer is in studio, and Mike Opelka will join us next. But Charity, what stories are you following?
President-elect Trump is nominating Robert F. Kennedy Jr. to lead the Department of Health and Human Services. The FBI has arrested an ISIS supporter in the Houston area. And for the 13th time this year, an inmate has died at the Bexar County Jail. We'll have details right now, traffic and weather.
Sunny skies today, highs 80, 45 degrees here at the Radio Ranch. WOAI News Time 820. You hear that music, you know it's time for our daily visit with Mike Opelka from the Pure Opelka podcast. First things first, Mike, Friday-luya.
Oh man, Friday-luya to you and everybody. It's one we again have earned, and I plan on cashing it.
Well, Mike, this is Beamer. I have a question for you that's non-political, and some of the stuff that you send around to different stations of what you were working on today. I noticed that there's a warning sign about red squirrels drive slowly. Why did that catch your eye?
Well, punctuation, Beamer, is one of my favorite things. And I love it that you picked up on that because I know that you have the same kind of twisted sense of humor.
Yes.
When I look at things that are improperly punctuated, it should be red squirrels and then a line. Drive slowly instead of proclaiming red squirrels drive slowly.
But the sign itself actually has a squirrel like behind the wheel, or did you add that in?
No, somebody put that on the side. Somebody probably related to me, at least comically, in the comic gene pool. But this is one of those things, when you see the sign. My dad put this in my head. We'd always used to see the signs that say slow children crossing. And my dad would go, I don't know the slow children here, but we're going to be careful.
So, Mike, I got to ask you, what's the likelihood that all of those people we're hearing about that are fleeing X, formerly Twitter, will eventually come back over fear of missing out?
Yeah, there is a lot of FOMO, Charity. That's a really good point. Ricky Gervais made a comment about this saying, look, I'm on every social media outlet. I'm never leaving Twitter. You can if you want. And I do believe some of those people, like Stephen King, has now announced he's joining Don the Lemon and Joyless Reed and others who have left. I do assume they'll come back, but they'll be, ghosting everybody. They're not going to post anything. They'll just be lurking in the background somewhere. Because why wouldn't you? You got to keep aware of things, and if Jack Dorsey's other outlet, what's it called? Blue Sky, something like that. Mm-hmm. If that does well, good for him. But we've never seen the success in a liberal-only media. Liberal-only radio called Air America failed miserably years ago, and they keep trying with things like this. I think you have to have everybody buying in your store if you're going to be successful.
Mike, and now that you've had time to think about the Matt Gaetz nomination, and now we're hearing some senators wanting to subpoena that House ethics investigation, what do you think the chances are of the Senate confirming him now?
Well, there's always been a lot of questions about Matt Gaetz and his brash behavior and the allegations about his hanging out with young girls. And there were no formal charges made after an investigation. So this is only about smearing him and by association smearing Trump. Trump can get him appointed in a recess appointment. And I don't know if he'll do that in this case. I think he wants to reward Matt Gaetz' loyalty. And once I saw that Kevin McCarthy said Matt Gaetz will never get confirmed, I thought, he's easily going to get confirmed now because McCarthy's still Mr. Sour Grapes.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. But I would say the chances are better than 50-50. Gaetz will get across the line, even though they're going to bruise him a little bit.
Mike, I don't think we should stop until all of the lab monkeys in South Carolina are back in the lab.
I don't know about you, Mr. T, but I ain't going to South Kakalaki until we got every monkey accounted for. Because it'll be the one monkey that's got some kind of crazy virus test that's going to come up and bite me. And I don't want that to happen. We're down to what, 5 now? 7 or 8?
I think it's 8. 8 are still out there, but just remember, don't pet the monkeys.
Do not pet the monkey. People.
I'm brought in every Friday just for therapy, mainly for charity. But do you have phobias? Do you, Mike? And why monkeys?
The Reston Monkey Lab. I read The Hot Zone when it came out.
Yes.
And that's a true story. The Hot Zone, I picked it up, started reading it, and I couldn't put it down. I stayed up like 20 hours. And my wife gets up in the morning. She goes, "What's wrong with you?" I said, "I can't go to sleep. This book is so scary." And that was the Reston Monkey House where they were testing the Ebola virus. Mm-hmm. And that was right outside of DC. And now we have monkeys. God knows what's going on in South Kakalaki. So yes, I'm a little nervous about it.
So Mike, what do you think is going to happen with this Alex Jones InfoWars auction bidding that went to the Onion? I know a Houston judge has put the sale on hold, looking into whether or not it was indeed a joke.
Well, Charity, you see what happened here is they sold the thing and they didn't tell me. They weren't taking the highest bidder. And if you take my supplements, you'll lose 50 pounds, but you won't look like it. The reality here is And I've never tried that Alex Jones
So
impression.
good. So good. Spot on.
Good job.
Thank you. Here's the deal. This was supposed to be a bankruptcy sale to the highest bidder. And based on the law, it didn't go to the highest bidder. The Onion people were allowed to pledge the judgment that has been filed against Alex Jones. And that's not kosher when you're trying to buy something in bankruptcy. You can't use credit. You can't use paper. So he's filed a complaint. They've stopped the sale temporarily. We don't know what's going to happen. There was reportedly another higher bidder who would have kept Alex Jones on the air. And so they were attempting to block that from happening. This is one of those stay tuned moments.
You can stay tuned for more Mike Opelka with his Pure Opelka podcast. He's got a lot more for you. Get it wherever you get your podcasts. We recommend the free iHeartRadio app. Another episode will drop today. You don't want to miss it. Mike's brought to us by Randy Adams Incorporated. More with Randy Beamer coming up after Charity gives you the news at the bottom of the hour. WOAI News Time, 8:26.
And we're back.
Monkeys.
Monkeys, man.
Yeah.
Don't, hey.
Yeah.
When I was there, it's bears.
Yeah.
Bears.
Remember we had monkeys on the loose here.
I used to, when I lived, my neighborhood was right there by Southwest Research, right? And there would be times where they would come through the neighborhood on the loudspeaker and tell us to watch out because some of the baboons got out, and they would tell us, they'd come and tell us, don't mess with them because they'll rip your arms off and stuff like that, yeah. So, yeah. And we used to actually jump the fence and go onto their property. They had a nice pond out there, and we used to go fishing in it. And they would pull up, the security guards would come up with book and jump back over the fence. And yeah, it was like a little game we played with them.
That's cool. And I remember seeing somebody's video, phone video of them like going along the road or something like that.
Yeah.
You didn't taunt them?
No. I was little. I was young. Yeah, I was young. So yeah, you're damn right. They tell you they're gonna rip your arms off. I'm like, hey, you messing with the monkey? Stay away from the monkey.
Today on TV, there's feral hogs.
Oh yeah,
on the loose in some part of the city.
East side. On the east side.
I was interviewing Tommy Calvert Wednesday about whatever it was, the link and this other thing, this stadium. And he said, well, I got to go after this because right outside, Sue Kalberg and somebody, they're going to interview me about feral hogs.
Yeah.
Wow.
Those things are, man,
you got feral hogs or you got this other city link boring story.
Well, I tell you,
and
man.
They went with feral hogs.
The feral hogs will eat you, man. It gets you down the ground. It gets you down the ground, man. You're dead.
When I didn't know what they were, and I was out in this big van, and they were rooting around the van that I was asleep in.
They'll eat anything.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. They'll eat anything. I've seen them eat a whole deer carcass in my yard, man. I mean, bones and all. The only thing that's left is the skin.
Would you want to go pork chopping?
What do you mean, killing them?
Well, the pork chopping is from the shooting
from the helicopter with the AR-15. I don't like helicopters, man. I've said the only time I'll ride in a helicopter is if that's the only way to get to the hospital. That's it, man. I don't like planes, man.
That's your phobia.
No, I'm not scared of them. I just
Gilbert,
don't like
good
them.
morning. Welcome in.
I love flying in.
I hate flying, period.
Went to Hawaii 2 different times.
And took the helicopter.
Took the helicopter. Both times, it put one of my daughters to sleep because it's so restful.
Oh, is it?
Like 3 or 4. And so it's like the most expensive nap.
No, thank you. I don't like to fly, period. Okay. I'm not scared of it. I just don't know what if that guy's having a bad day who's flying. I don't trust him. And what if it's somebody else sitting next to me, their number comes up and not mine? I'm on that plane with them.
When your wife is driving and you're sitting there.
I do not. It never happens, man. I will drive always. I do not like riding with people.
How about with a cab? Do you take a cab?
I don't look. I get in cabs. I don't pay attention to what's going on. I just try not to see what's happening because I don't trust other people driving. I'm sorry.
You're not a trusting soul.
I'm not when it comes to driving, man. I don't think anybody is a good driver.
How are you married?
Very good.
Not a trusting soul.
I drive everywhere we go. I'm the guy that drives, and I have no problem with that. Every now and then I'll get in my wife's car with her and ride with her, and I just don't look, man. I can't look. Because if I look, I get, little edgy.
Chris, do you have any phobias like this?
I don't.
I don't know if that's a phobia as much as I just don't trust people driving. I'm sorry. I don't think anybody drives very well.
In San Antonio.
Anywhere. We were in St. Lucia, and they drive on the opposite side of the road, the wrong side of the road.
Right.
And I'm sitting in the passenger seat. Remember that bus that took us from the airport to I'm sitting there, and they don't really stop at red lights, man. They just kind of slow down and look, keep going, right? And I'm thinking, why am I sitting in the front? Why am I sitting in the whole time? Why am I sitting in the front? I should be in the back facing the other way. It scared the bejesus out of me, man. I did not like it.
Do you ever take anything before you go on a flight or anything like that?
Every time.
What do you take?
I get my doctor to give me Valium.
Wow. What does it, Dramamine that most people
No,
take?
that's motion sickness though. I want to get knocked out. I take a couple of Valiums and hit the bar on the way in, and
Not a couple of shots. And
that's what I mean. Hit the bar on the way in, and I'm out. I'm out till wherever we get there. My wife will wake me up like, "Hey, get up, let's go." I'm like, "Okay."
I think you could use some therapy. I mean, in all seriousness.
And to be honest with you, I'd rather drive across the country than fly. I'd rather see things. Yeah, I like to see.
I love to do that.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite things to do, and I love to drive.
If
So.
you go more than how many hours in a day? Because I get bored.
Oh, I don't get bored at all. I've
I want
driven.
to pull off the road and shoot pictures.
Well, see, I'll stop. I'm not like my dad would never stop for anything. I'll stop for anything. I mean, anything. I don't care what biggest ball of yarn, twine. I'm stopping. Cindy's like, hey, I'm stopping. You want to stop? Let's stop. I'll drive all day. I mean, it doesn't bother me. I'll drive 14 hours if I have to.
Now and then I do that more now because I have to go see my son in
Right.
New Orleans, which is a drive from hell.
I hate that drive, by the way.
But- and my daughter, and I don't mind that because you can get off. As long as at night, I'll drive longer because it's so boring. Like
Yes.
I drove back from Alpine in one night.
Yeah, and we drove from
there in one
went to Murray, Kentucky. Drove straight back all the way. It was 14 hours.
You got relatives there? Or?
A buddy of mine.
Oh.
Buddy of mine lives there, and he had just had a stroke the summer before. And so, we decided, hey, just a fluke. We're going to jump in the car and go see him. And so on the way up there, we stopped in Little Rock, which I didn't want to do. I wanted to keep going, but we stopped in Little Rock, spent the night, and then we got there the next day. Then on the way back, I said, screw it. We're going to leave at 6 a.m. and we're going to drive straight through. And I don't want to do it. I said, I don't care what you guys want to do. It's my car. We're going. And so it was me and two buddies of mine that did it.
See, if you had last time I went to Illinois, I not only went with my kids in the back in a van, but with my mom.
Oh, wow.
And she had, I'm going to bring a cooler for
Oh, yeah.
snacks. And it was like, this big.
Oh, yeah.
And the kids remember it like, oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah. See, and we drove to Nashville or Memphis. I'm sorry, Memphis. My sister was living in Memphis when my daughters were little. Her sons and my daughters were the exact same age. So we took them up there for the summer. And, riding with kids is a lot different than riding with just your wife. Trust me. They want to stop for everything. And then I got to do this. I'm hungry. Yeah. That drove me nuts.
My kids are kind of less that than I am.
Are you?
I
You're
would
the one?
stop. I'm the connoisseur of gas stations.
Oh, I love that stuff, man.
And if you drink enough Diet Cokes,
You have to stop. You have to stop. Well, see, and we were in a rent-a-car and we went to Denver, and this is when I still smoked. And I would stop, get out of the car, hang out, and I always pick a cool place to stop and get out and blow one, and then get back in the car and go.
Blow one. I don't think
That's
I've
what I
heard
call
that
it.
phrase. Is that
Yeah,
one?
that's not a
Light one up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Blow one.
Yeah, blow a fatty. You know how it goes.
Oh, okay.
Depending on what town you're in.
Yeah, true.
If you're in San Francisco, you mean
Yeah, I would never do that in San Francisco,
different
man.
terminology.
No, different, totally different.
So you guys have any plans for the weekend? Are you going around?
Actually, I got to come back and do the Andy Everett show with Jay Howard this afternoon.
Jay Howard still doing that?
He fills. Andy calls him to fill in, and he'll call me and say the only way I'll do it is if he'll do it with me. And I'm sure I'll come do it with him. So I come. Me and Jay are tight. We work together for a while.
That's cool.
So it's fun. It's fun. I mean, the worst part's driving here, but once I get here, it's fun.
Yeah. I don't know if you're on now. Are you on?
We are currently.
Yeah.
Because I had a question for you.
Okay.
You turn that on.
Yeah.
And we're back.
I can show it to you.
So what I'll probably do, Randy, is I'll mention on the record Thursday nights at 7. I'll say, yeah, and this week you had County Commissioner Tommy Calvert.
Right.
And then you can just take it.
And he talked a little bit about their.
And what if we missed it, Randy? Where can we get it?
What? Syndicated through not iHeart. Yeah, let me look it up here. It's pretty cool. I mean, I think that's a cool.
You're talking about the development around this.